Yeah, control is the key, and it's Liverpool who kick off. Curtis Jones, Liverpool playing from left to right, back to Virgil van Dijk, long downfield, headed away by Levi Colwill, up towards Nicholas Jackson. His pass is intercepted by Kostas Tsimikas. Short ball for Curtis Jones, who pirouettes away from one challenge, in towards the edge of the box, past another. Gonna maybe line it up for Endo. Endo slides it to the edge of the penalty area. Alexander-Arnold short to Salah. Salah cutting in from the right hand side on his left foot. Short ball for Harvey Elliott, back to Salah. Low cross is cut out there by a diving save by Robert Sanchez inside his 6-yard box. Really promising start for Liverpool. Those passes at pace and a great run there from Curtis Jones.
Yeah, great play, great way to pass to get Salah in there, and as you've seen already, the mentality is definitely spot on at the moment.
I thought it was on there for Trent Alexander-Arnold to have a crack, but still an excellent Liverpool move as Alexander-Arnold deflects the ball forward, cleared by Colwill, gives Jackson something to chase after. Jarell Quansah heads the ball back to Alisson, who's defending the goal away to our left-hand side in front of the Liverpool fans.
Yeah, good defending there. He showed a great bit of pace there, actually, because he's going to need that this afternoon.
And all credit, by the way, to the Liverpool supporters. There is chaos on the Northwest Coastline Railway line, and there's all kinds of tube carnage on the tube system in London, but they've managed to get here in their numbers, as they always do. Yeah. Liverpool with Salah winning a throw-in from the challenge from Cucurella in behind him. Salah's going to leave the throw to Alexander-Arnold, short to Harvey Elliott, dropping deep. Alexander-Arnold wanted it back, but Elliott back to Van Dijk, across the penalty area for Quansah, back to Alisson. Long ball forward, headed forward by Colwill. Jackson's in an offside position, then lifts the ball needlessly over Alisson and behind for a goal kick. A referee with a bit more of an attitude, and Simon Hooper might have booked him for that. Yeah,
possibly. I mean, consequently, because the referee or the linesman didn't put his flag up, technically he hadn't been off, so I suppose it would have been a tough decision.
Long ball forward from the goal kick, headed away by Cucurella. Chelsea work the ball back to the edge of their own penalty. Chalobah short for Lavio, was excellent against Everton last week. Forward ball for Cole Palmer, breaks inside Liverpool territory. Here's Neto cutting in for the right hand side on his left foot, crosses and might break here for Chelsea. Fernandes! 1-0. A really well constructed goal for Chelsea. They broke a pace from halfway, and when the pass was delivered by the onrushing Enzo Fernandez, right-footed, low into the corner, beyond Alisson in the Liverpool goal. Chelsea take an early lead. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, very difficult there to see who lets his man run there. But from a Liverpool point of view, it was a very disappointing goal. Very disappointing. And after just a good start as well from Liverpool.
Yeah, when you think that flowing Liverpool move inside the first minute.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Liverpool find themselves a goal down.
It'd be interesting to see how or who let his man run, but he literally had an overload on the back post there, and he literally had time to slot his shot into
it was Cole Palmer who picked out the pass for Neto. Neto's always dangerous running with the ball, and his low pass for Fernandes, one touch to control it with his left, and then right-footed into the corner. And Chelsea with that early advantage. Mind you, Tottenham had one last week. Here come Liverpool. A goal down inside 3 minutes. That's a foul there. Free kick for the challenge there from Diogo Jota. Chelsea fans in good voice, as you'd expect.
Yeah, I'm just hoping now that Liverpool still press as they were before the goal, because as I said, I thought they had a good start.
It is the risk that you take, though, when you make so many changes, that you can't expect the same fluency, especially in the early stages of a game.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's always a problem when you make a lot of changes. But as I said, it started well, so it'd be interesting to see how the game goes from now on.
I think I meant more without the ball, because positionally players are asked to do things that they know what to do, but when they haven't been doing it for such a long time.
Yeah, good point.
Chelsea break again. Madueke in towards the edge of the penalty on his left foot, scuffs his shot. Oh, it's only just wide, by the way. Never really got hold of it. Alisson looked a little bit concerned by that, and Arne Slot's concerned. Hands in his pockets in the technical area, just consulting some of the Liverpool.
Yeah, there's definitely an overload on that on our right side there, left side, and I'm not sure how that is, but someone definitely is not keeping or staying with their man anyway.
Madueke scuffed the shot, but just wide, and only just. Liverpool goal kick, 1-0 down, thanks to Enzo Fernandez strike in the 3rd minute. Liverpool build from the back. Tsimikas down the line he goes. Chelsea pick up possession again in towards Jackson. Liverpool win it back, and then Elliott's caught in possession, helped on by Lavia towards 2 or 3 players for Chelsea in promising positions, but Liverpool eventually managed to see out the Chelsea potential to create another opportunity. And now they got Curtis Jones breaking from halfway out towards the left hand side, has support from Tsimikas, back with Jones, Gakpo, Curtis Jones for Endo for Jarell Quansah inside the centre circle. To the left of the centre circle is Van Dijk. Endo again, short ball, picking out Curtis Jones. Right-footed ball to the left-hand side to Cody Gakpo, cutting in on his right foot. Cross takes a deflection, might break there for Diogo Jota. Tried to flick it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box behind him. Didn't make the right sort of contact. Goes behind for a Chelsea goal kick. Remains 1-0 to Chelsea.
He had more time than he realised there, actually, but if he could have got hold of it and got control of it, he would have been a chance for a strike on goal. But as I said, I don't know if it's because they're playing with a 5-man in midfield when they haven't got the ball, while they're having an extra man.
Chelsea attack, but trying to the flags up for offside. Let's get an update on the National League North playoff semi-final. Kidderminster Harriers and Chester. Jonathan Ledyard.
74 minutes gone, it's still Kidderminster 1, Chester 1. They've taken Kurt Willoughby off of Chester, sent on Dan Mooney. First effort just over, course to corner. Chester stepping up, looking good. 18 minutes to go, anybody's game, still 1-1.
Thank you, Jonathan. Kurt Willoughby missed a penalty for Chester, could have put them very much in the driving seat, as Liverpool play the ball out of their own back four with Alisson, Quansah, and then forward from Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's a foul on Diogo Jota.
Fantastic control from Jota there, absolutely.
Chalobah, the offender. Liverpool have got to try and sort this out in terms of Chelsea just finding a way through every time they break over halfway. Liverpool is short on numbers.
Yeah, as I said, I think they're just overloading in midfield. As you say, I think Arne Slot spotted it already.
Because Chelsea last week against Everton with Moises Caicedo playing at right back. He's not a right back, he's a central midfielder, but Chelsea pop him into a midfield area as Liverpool come forward down the left hand side. Gakpo shoots. Decent shot there from a tight angle. Had a good save diving away to his left hand side from Robert Sanchez. Good to see Liverpool on the attack there.
Yeah, I thought he had other options there. I think he could have maybe squared that.
Forward ball for Jackson, flag stays down. He's brought down by Alisson, but the flag goes up for offside, so Alisson has got away with that, but he always looked offside.
Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson could have hurt himself there, and hurt himself seriously, because Alisson's mistimed his challenge. It's what we've always said about being slow, putting the flag up.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I don't know why they haven't sorted out by now. If it's offside, put it up, put your flag up. Because you're always saying VAR will sort it out, but as you said, he could have got badly injured there.
Chelsea continue to lead by 1-0. Liverpool certainly found their feet in an attacking sense, but defensively looking decidedly uncomfortable. Virgil van Dijk, who never looks uncomfortable. Tsimikas exchanges passes there with Curtis Jones. Challenge on that far side results in a Liverpool throw-in, already taken. Jones breaks over halfway, finds support from his skipper. Van Dijk clips the ball out towards the left-hand side for Gakpo. Striding in towards the edge of the penalty. Tsimikas with the cross towards the far post. Cucurella heads it skywards rather. Picked up by Mohamed Salah. Trent Alexander-Arnold's forward ball is intercepted by Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez's intended clip ball forward is partially blocked by Harvey Elliott. Flicks off Elliott's outstretched boot. It's a throw into Chelsea on their left-hand side. 10-15 yards from the edge of their own penalty area. Cucurella to take it. Has options short in Enzo Fernandez, and Madueke receives it. Sends it back to Fernandez, skywards out towards the right of centre, headed away by Tsimikas. Possession picked up by Curtis Jones. Rides the challenge, stays on his feet. Then he's robbed of possession by Cole Palmer. Palmer back to Caicedo, back to his goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. Long ball forward is cannoned out of play with a misjudged right-footed pass from Enzo Fernandez. Liverpool throw it midway inside the Chelsea half, right-hand side. Trent Alexander-Arnold to take, throws it back towards Jarell Quansah. Short ball for Van Dijk inside the centre circle. Quansah, Alexander-Arnold flips it forward. Nice touch from Endo onto Harvey Elliott out towards the right-hand side. Here's Mo Salah in possession, carries the ball back towards the halfway line, and Quansah is the pass. Looked at maybe playing it to Elliott on the right, decides to go back for Virgil van Dijk inside the centre circle, comes to the left for Tsimikas. Thought about sidestepping Pedro Neto, picks out Van Dijk, and then Endo out towards the left-hand side for Gakpo on his right foot again, in towards the edge of the penalty area. Gets a good cross in for Mo Salah, just couldn't get there. One bounce and it just skipped up, and he couldn't get a touch on it. Behind for a goal kick. Still 1-0 to Chelsea. Yeah,
very unlucky there. Great idea, just couldn't get enough accuracy on the pass. Pass comes cross, but a lot better. Obviously, Chelsea allowing Liverpool to have all the possession and controlling the game.
Long ball forward from the goal kick from Sanchez, headed away by Quansah, headed in field by Trent Alexander-Arnold for Wataru Endo to nudge it back to Virgil van Dijk midway inside the Liverpool half. Alexander-Arnold looking for passing options, finds one in Salah, drops just inside his own half. Endo, lovely weighted pass to the right for Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott controls it, rolls it back to Endo. Endo back for Virgil van Dijk. First time right-footed ball to the left of centre for Tsimikas. Out to Gakpo, hugging the left touchline. On his right foot. Rolls it back to Curtis Jones. Van Dijk. Every Chelsea player back behind the ball. Gakpo and Van Dijk exchange passes. Gakpo turns and spins and looks for options. Finds one on the left-hand side. And Curtis Jones again, back in for Van Dijk, back out on the left for Curtis Jones. Still quite happy to find his captain again, and then it comes to the right of centre for Alexander-Arnold. Forward ball, aimed for Harvey Elliott. Outstretched left boot, couldn't get
he was unlucky there. He just tried
behind for a goal kick.
He's very unlucky there. He tried to do him with the eyes there, and but I don't think Harvey Elliott was expecting it, so it just went out of play. But as I said, possession-wise, fantastic, keeping the ball well, and obviously Chelsea allowing us because they're 1-0 up.
And they appear to have found a much firmer defensive footing now. Liverpool, as Van Dijk intercepts the long clearance downfield, and Trent Alexander-Arnold is robbed of possession by Nicholas Jackson as he tried to get Liverpool forward in an attacking sense. Then Jackson with a challenge on Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, I think he was a bit upset that he nutmegged him earlier. Yeah. I think that was what it was about. But,
Jackson glances over at Alexander-Arnold saying, "How dare you?" A terrible pass from Alexander-Arnold straight to Cole Palmer, striding forward with a bit of purpose, but has to come back to find support in the shape of Lavia. finds Neto out on the right hand side. The ball on his left foot, pulls it back to Caicedo. Neto's there again. Gets the cross in. Enzo Fernandez wins it in the air, but couldn't get it on target. In a bit of a tussle there with Jarell Kwanzaa.
Yeah, I thought it was a foul actually.
Yeah, I thought he was holding him, wasn't he?
Yeah, I thought it was a foul, but the referee didn't give it, as it didn't lead to anything.
Yeah, I think if it had done, then there would have been inquiries. Chelsea leading by a goal to nil. We've had 15 minutes here at Stamford Bridge. That Chelsea opener coming after 3 minutes. News of a goal at Agbra in the National League North playoff semi-final. Kidderminster Harriers versus Chester. Jonathan Ledyard.
The team in blue have taken the lead. Declan Weeks, 3 seasons at Kidderminster Harriers, the captain for Chester, has just driven the ball 18 yards past Christian Dibble's outstretched right hand, and Chester have the lead with 8 minutes of normal time remaining. Chester lead at Kidderminster by 2-1.
Thank you, Jonathan. Hopefully Chester can see that one out and maybe even add to that. Leading 2-1 away at Kidderminster Harriers. Liverpool still trailing by a goal to nil. They've brought a lot more control to their game after looking decidedly shaky defensively in the opening exchanges. And we've got a bit of a break in play. Liverpool had a...
Yeah, I think Sloss just sorted
Chelsea
out.
have got a man down receiving a bit of treatment, Pedro Neto. But Arne Slot a little bit happier with the instructions he's given his players and the way they've responded.
Yeah, he just sorted out the problem with the overload on the side and got Harvey Elliott to maybe put another man in there.
Liverpool trying to work the ball up to halfway, but Chelsea win back possession. Chalobah for Colwell, back to the goalkeeper, all in black. Robert Sanchez today, all in quite a bright yellow. Away to our left hand side, the Liverpool goalkeeper, complete with orange boots. Whatever happened to black boots? Here come Chelsea, long ball forward down the right for Neto. Well dealt with there by Kostas Tsimikas, hooks it out for a Chelsea throw-in, level with the penalty spot, right hand side. 1-0 Chelsea lead, 17.5 minutes gone. Total Sport Merseyside with Liverpool every step of the way. Full commentary on every domestic match. Here's Enzo Fernandez, whose goal separates the two sides. Back it goes to Colwell, and then Chalobah for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer sends it back to Chalobah, then Colwell and Cucurella. Playing a little bit of keep ball Chelsea, trying to draw Liverpool onto them. Ball forward towards Jackson. Flick header. No Chelsea player anywhere near that. Jackson is the nearest to it, chasing after his own flick on, but Liverpool tidy up, and Alisson no problem dealing with that. Out it comes to Kwanzaa, gets it back from Endo. I think Liverpool just need to, now they've calmed things down defensively, they need to get the ball forward a little bit more quickly.
Yeah, as I said, that first goal was always going to be important, and consequently Chelsea's game plan is going to be to counter-attack. So Liverpool can't be sloppy with the passing, it's got to be crisp, and as you say, when we do get in those advanced areas, to make sure we get crosses and shots on goal.
Van Dijk for Liverpool works the ball across his own penalty area, slightly further forward than that, and then Endo for Jota. Good ball from Curtis Jones to the left hand side for Kostas Tsimikas. Liverpool have the red shirts moving forward. Wataru Endo on the cusp of the centre circle inside the Chelsea half. Kwanzaa for Alexander Arnold. Angle ball to the right hand side for Mo Salah. Left footed ball inside to Wataru Endo. Elliott, Endo. Nice crisp pass for Mohamed Salah, but he miscontrolled it, and Chelsea come forward with Cucurella. Down the left hand side for Jackson. Gets there first, but Cyril Kwanzaa does enough to knock it out for a throw into Chelsea.
Yeah.
I think he's a little bit disappointed because he could have tidied up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Much more effectively than that and gone back to his keeper, but he
just
made the choice to just nudge it out.
Yeah, he just absolutely just miscontrolled it there. Once the ball came, become astray from the forward, but he showed good pace there, and he's going to, as I say, he's going to need it.
Because Jackson's quick, isn't he?
He's a very fast player, yeah. So it looks like he's as quick as him anyway. So that's a good thing.
Pedro Neto, creator of the Chelsea goal, on halfway, goes back to Levi Colwill. Angled pass for Shalabar, and then Cole Palmer. Left-footed ball from Palmer for Jackson, trying to run him behind. Just catching the ball on the edge of his own penalty area with his arms aloft.
He's quite fortunate there, because if he'd have controlled it, he would have had a shot on goal. So I think Kwanzaa got just caught the wrong side there slightly.
Liverpool up towards halfway with Wataru Endo, who's been very prominent with some decent forward passes. Forward to Mohamed Salah, didn't make contact with the weighted pass that he wanted with Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he's chasing back to try and get a challenge in on Noni Madueke. Wasn't able to. Enzo Fernandez received the ball from Madueke, swung out towards the right hand side. At a stretch, Pedro Neto with his head, but couldn't keep it in play. Liverpool throwing. 21 minutes gone. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0. There's a bit of lull in proceedings at the moment, and not that much happening. Chelsea will be happier than that with that than Liverpool. Absolutely.
Chelsea's the reason why that is, because they're happy to give Liverpool the ball in their Liverpool's final third.
Long ball forward for Mo Salah from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Looking at it, clears, and Levi Colwill is back there for Chelsea, left hand side. Hooks it up towards halfway. Kwanzaa's short-headed pass for Alexander-Arnold. Elliott on the right touchline, midway inside the Chelsea half, looking for options on his left foot. He rolls it back in to centre field for Curtis Jones. Endo goes back to Alexander-Arnold as the sun comes out at Stamford Bridge. Clip ball in towards Curtis Jones from Mo Salah. Curtis Jones goes back to Elliott. Low ball in from Endo. Chelsea get it clear. Van Dijk for Kwanzaa. Every Chelsea player back behind the ball. Curtis Jones, the right hand side, back towards Alexander-Arnold, in towards Mo Salah, and again, for the second time in about 90 seconds, his control lets him down. It just rolls off his foot and aimlessly and harmlessly behind for a goal kick for Chelsea.
It was a drilled ball in, but as you say, a man of Salah's ability should be able to control that. But I think he was onside. He would have been able to control it. He would have been He'd had a shot on target. I'm just seeing the replay now, and I think he was just onside. So he would have been at a shot on goal if he'd have controlled it.
Chelsea clear. Defensive header from Kwanzaa, helped on there by Alexander-Arnold to Mo Salah. One touch, and then Colwill is across to put the ball out of play. Liverpool throw-in taken by Alexander-Arnold, short to Salah. Salah looks for options. The most effective one is the one 5 yards behind him, Alexander-Arnold. Back to Kwanzaa. Van Dijk inside the centre circle, the Liverpool captain. Short to the left of centre for Tsimikas. Out to the left hand side for Cody Gakpo. On his right foot, of course, racing in towards the edge of the penalty area. Brought down there. Caicedo with a slightly overzealous challenge. Liverpool have a free kick, and a free kick in a really decent area just outside the penalty area on that left hand corner, and a chance for maybe Kostas Tsimikas to swing that one in, left-footed. Maybe Alexander-Arnold right-footed, but it looks as though it's going to be Tsimikas to take this one.
Yeah, good play from Gakpo there. Got his body in between the man and the ball there, and obviously this is a great situation that we can hopefully take advantage of.
Free kick for Liverpool. Dangerous position. They trail by a goal to nil. Almost 24 minutes gone. Tsimikas.
Not much movement for him.
He's got 6 players in and around the edge of the penalty area. In it comes from Tsimikas, deep towards the far post. Jota with a header. Can't get enough purchase on it. Chelsea get it clear. Alexander-Arnold going to clip it back in towards Mo Salah. Headed away there by Caicedo. Wataru Endo for Kostas Tsimikas. Tsimikas Back it comes to Cody Gakpo. Chelsea again have got everybody back behind the ball. Square pass for Alexander-Arnold. Harvey Elliott goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Let's get back to Agbra. Big game for Chester. Kidderminster Harriers 1, Chester 2 last time we were there. Let's get an update from Jonathan Ledyard.
It's still the score, Mike. Kidderminster have it all to do, but Chester have still got another 8.5 minutes to survive. And you're thinking, looking at watch, what's he talking about? We've just seen the fourth official put up a sign saying +10 at least. Chester, though, do have the ascendancy, but at the moment, and also crucially, they have the lead. They lead by 2-1 with still 8.5 minutes to go in added time. Not extra time, just stoppage time.
Liverpool coming forward. Wataru Endo just challenged at the vital moment when he was about to pull the ball back from the dead ball line left hand side, and Liverpool got themselves into a good situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it hits his hand there as he slid in, but
they're looking a lot more threatening now coming forward. Cody Gakpo has been really threatening for Chelsea. Gakpo again involved, works a 1-2, might break for Gakpo inside the penalty area, but racing across the clear was Caicedo. Liverpool have a throw in. Mark Walters.
Yeah, you just said Liverpool are probing now, although we still haven't had a shot on goal, but we're still probing, and the possession wise is fantastic, but just need to maybe get that final pass in and get that final shot on goal.
Endo goes back. Liverpool eventually work it out to the left hand side for Tsimikas. Jarell Quansah for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Right hand side, Harvey Elliott. Checks back for fine Quansah again. Nicholas Jackson's run puts him under a bit of pressure. Allison is the selection, and he works at the Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk to Quansah, and then Endo forward to Curtis Jones, and Liverpool not able to knit anything together.
Yeah, that control
in a worthwhile sense, to just a little bit haphazard with the passing up towards Jones there.
Yeah, just concentration all it is. I mean, you saw Mo Salah is controlling, which is not like him, but there again, he's just not concentrating. Can't blame the pitch. The pitch is fantastic.
Long ball forward from Levi Colwyn on the left hand side for Madueke to chase after. Kicks up and out of play for a throw into Chelsea. 1-0 they lead, 27 minutes gone. That goal after 3 minutes from Enzo Fernandez separates the two sides. Quansah in possession for Liverpool. Under pressure from Cole Palmer, he goes back to Allison, then is there to receive the ball when the Liverpool goalkeeper works it short to the right of centre. Mo Salah sweeps it forward when he receives it right hand side. Good control from Curtis Jones. Is he fouled there by Colwell? He rides the challenge. It's a good ball towards Kostas Tsimikas, pulls it back towards Gakpo. Gakpo for Elliott, edge of the D. Can't control it, stabs it back towards Endo. Might break towards Trent Alexander-Arnold. Shot is blocked and then rebound off Alexander-Arnold fortuitously for Cucurella, and then Noni Madueke turns and can't keep it in play. Liverpool throw-in taken by Alexander-Arnold. Jota can't control it.
Yeah, a little bit rushed there, He wasn't facing the ball, so he couldn't control it.
Cucurella combining with Fernandez. Chelsea clear. Wataru Endo gets a bit of good fortune there, turning away from one challenge, and it looked as though he was about to lose possession, but managed to just about maintain it. Possession again. Ball to the right hand side for Alexander-Arnold. Chance to get a cross in. In comes the cross, headed away. Might break for Harvey Elliott, and almost broke for Jota, but cleared by Shalabar. Only as far as Van Dijk. Tsimikas, short pass inside for Wataru Endo. Quansah striding forward with a bit of purpose. Nice ball. Trying to pick out Mo Salah, flicked it on, but not effectively, and Chelsea come away with possession. Fernandez to the left hand side for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer in towards the edge of the penalty. Inside the box now, down towards the dead ball line. Tried to get the low cross, or was it a shot? Blocked in anyway by challenge from
Curtis.
Jarell Quansah. Racing back. And it's behind for a goal kick
Yeah, it's good pace. As I say, he's a quick lad.
Behind rather for a corner to Chelsea.
Yeah, he's a quick lad, Konza, and he's definitely keeping up with their forwards. Again, need to concentrate on this set piece.
The Liverpool fans singing Champione in front of the corner taker away to our left hand side. It's going to be Enzo Fernandez. I think he's going to swing this one in with his right foot. Scorer of the only goal of the game comes in. It's low and flat. Liverpool struggle to get it clear. Then Neto's shot is blocked, thankfully.
Yeah, a bit
behind for another corner.
A bit disappointed. They had a lot of time on the ball. They need to concentrate.
It was a low flat one, and Liverpool made first contact at the near post with Tsimikas, but couldn't get the effective clearance in. Cole Palmer comes for a short, which draws out Harvey Elliott. Enzo Fernandez tries with the corner kick from the left-hand side for the second time. Again, it's low and flat, and again it's cleared by Tsimikas. This time it was much more effective, and it's gone out for a throw into Chelsea, about 8 or 10 yards from the corner flag on the left-hand side. That Cucurella might hoist a long one in. Instead throws it short to Fernandez, gets it back and picks out Madueke. Edge of the penalty area, wriggles away from Curtis Jones, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold inside the penalty. Cucurella pulls it back. Oh, it's flicked forward, and then Liverpool managed to get it clear. Looked as like Chelsea were homing in on a second goal, and then a cross hits the top of the crossbar and goes behind for a goal kick. Liverpool at 6s and 7s defensively again there. Chelsea close to a second goal. And Liverpool need to be much more precise in the passing, and when they get the ball in advanced areas, it's just not sticking anywhere near as well as it should do.
Yeah, as I said, need to get up front, get the ball forward quicker, and when we do, start taking advantage of the defenders, because at the moment we haven't had a shot on target, never mind a shot full stop.
Salah's having his share pull there from Cucurella, who goes back to his goalkeeper. Poor clearance by Robert Sanchez, but it's got enough distance on it because it evaded all the red shirts, and eventually Kwanzaa and Van Dijk tidy up between themselves and then decide to go back to Alisson in the Liverpool goal. 32 minutes gone. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil. Total Sport Merseyside. We've got a special documentary coming your way in the next couple of weeks about Liverpool's title success. We'll let you know all about that and the broadcast dates. It is something that every Liverpool fan will want to listen to. Cole Palmer, edge of the penalty on his left foot, tried to thread it there through to the run of Madueke. Liverpool got the interception in, and eventually they're awarded a free kick. But Liverpool losing possession quickly there from their own throw-in on the right-hand side, and they seem to have shored themselves up defensively after the first 7 or 8 minutes, but now they're sort of slipping back into some haphazard ways.
So Chelsea's mentality has changed. We're on that counter-attacking football. They're letting us have it in our own half, and then when it goes up front, then they're pressing. But as at the moment, we've not shown any real desire to get past them, beat that defender.
Liverpool throwing midway inside the Chelsea half, right-hand side. Alexander-Arnold to take, looks for options down the line towards Salah is the chosen one, headed away very easily by Colwell. Liverpool win it back with Jones. Fortunate touch there from Elliott. Liverpool maintain possession. Jones for Van Dijk on halfway. Short angle pass for Elliott, helped on out to Tsimikas on the left. Cuts inside and then decides to go back for his skipper again. Van Dijk for Alisson, who's 15 yards outside his own penalty area. He's no mean passer when he goes for those long ones, but picks out Curtis Jones. Down the left hand side it's Cody Gakpo. Forward it comes towards Curtis Jones couldn't control it, but chasing back to pick up possession is Jota. Alexander-Arnold, here's Mo Salah, edge of the penalty area, finds Elliott. Alexander-Arnold on his right foot, crosses deep towards the far post, and Chelsea headed behind for Liverpool corner. Full-time whistle at Agbra. Kidderminster Harriers and Chester City, Jonathan Ledyard.
Chester will be playing Scunthorpe for a place in the National League 2 weeks today. They've beaten Kidderminster by 2-1, and they missed a penalty. 1-0 down after 19, but an equaliser for Dylan Motley-Henry, and a winner after 82 minutes by the Chester captain and former Kidderminster Harrier Declan Wince has sealed the deal for Chester. They will be playing for a place in the National League in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Jonathan. Well done to Chester. Corner for Liverpool, left-hand side. Alexander-Arnold's going to swing this one in, right-footed towards Van Dijk. The goalkeeper comes, just gets it. Less of a push, less of a punch, more of a palm away. But it's effective enough for Chelsea with Cucurella and then Nicholas Jackson. Eventually to halfway, and Cole Palmer wriggles away from Diogo Jota. Races into centre field. Had a hand in the Chelsea goal to Cole Palmer. A lot of talk about how much his form has dipped in the last 3 or 4 months, certainly since Christmas, I suppose, but much more effective today. Cucurella downfield for Jackson, left-hand side. Noni Madueke makes a forward move. Here's Enzo Fernandez forward to Jackson. Too much on the pass, behind for a goal kick, and a chance for Liverpool to build something, hopefully, but still not looking anywhere near joined up at the top end of the pitch. The only time they look threatening at all is when they work the ball to Cody Gakpo, and he's cutting in from the left-hand side on his right foot. Nothing at all. Mo Salah has been, we know how fabulous he is, but he's not really been at it today so far.
I think the service has been poor, and here we go.
Here come Chelsea. Madueke inside the penalty area. Cole Palmer trying to work a 1-2, gets it back. Palmer. Liverpool thought they got it clear. Cross towards the far post. It's beyond everybody, thankfully, from a Liverpool point of view. And Curtis Jones in the left back position scampers away from Neto. Back to Tsimikas, then back for the goalkeeper. Short for Van Dijk. Tsimikas, good football from Liverpool. And then they work the ball up the pitch towards Diogo Jota.
There was a foul there, really.
There was a free kick awarded to Chelsea for a foul by Diogo Jota. Yet, as you say, the service towards Mo Salah hasn't been.
Services have been poor, and the urgency as well. I mean,
but I think when the ball has come into Mo Salah, his control, which is normally exemplary, is
a couple of times there,
isn't it?
But I just think the urgency is.
He can be forgiven because he's that good, isn't he? Here come Chelsea. Out towards the right-hand side. Palmer's forward ball. Van Dijk with the clearance. What's the key to Liverpool trying to get their flowing football back here?
Well, you could see Van Dijk a couple of minutes ago demanding that people move and give him a space and an angle on the ball, and when that happens, then he'll be able to move the ball a little bit quicker, because at the moment it's all laboured, and as I said, Chelsea won up and they're not looking to go forward at all, really, unless the break's on,
because it's all in front of Chelsea so far. Long ball forward from Chalobah, headed away by Kwanzaa. Endo to Alexander-Arnold. Elliott back to Wataru Endo, and Tsimikas to the left of centre, 20 yards short of halfway, tucks it back in towards Endo. Endo turns and delivers the short pass, this time to Kwanzaa. Van Dijk, right-footed ball to the left-hand side for Tsimikas. Endo short, back with Tsimikas again, and then brings the goalkeeper back into play. And Kwanzaa calls for it, gets it, back for Alisson. Endo, Kwanzaa with a bit of space in which to operate. Angle ball up towards Salah. It's a nice ball inside to Curtis Jones. Salah going for the return ball, but it's cut out there. Breaks there for Diogo Jota. Salah's ball towards Gakpo. Wins it in the air. Heads it back to Tsimikas. Pedro Neto getting in goal side. He brought down. I thought he brought Kostas Tsimikas down, but the referee had it the other way, and he's given a free kick to Chelsea.
Yeah, Neto had his body in between the ball there, and consequently that's why he's given the free kick. But as I said before, if we can start making angles for the pass, maybe not some of the straight runs, maybe angled runs, pass the ball a bit quicker, then the openings will come. But at the moment it's a bit laboured. Chelsea are just staying in their positions. As I said, the one up, and they're not looking to go forward unless it's on.
Yeah, a bit pedestrian from Liverpool, a little bit too easy to read, not enough variation, but they still only trail by a goal to nil. Oh, and they are the Premier League champions after all, so they can be forgiven having a bit of an off day in the first half, the first 40 minutes of it.
Yeah, don't forget there's been a lot of changes as well, so I'm sure
6 changes, that makes a difference, of course it does. But they're in possession now inside the Chelsea half with Van Dijk. Diogo Jota is challenged by Enzo Fernandez, out of play for Liverpool throw-in. It's almost level with the edge of the Chelsea penalty area left hand side. Tsimikas throws it back to Jarell Quansah. Quansah rolls it inside the penalty area to Alexander-Arnold, back with Quansah on his right foot. Van Dijk to the left. Tsimikas receives it, back for Van Dijk, swings it out towards Salah. It's an overhit pass. Salah applauds it.
Yeah, that's the kind of movement and the ball.
The ambition was right, but the delivery execution wasn't marked.
Yeah, that's the kind of delivery and ball that will shuffle Chelsea across and maybe a little bit of space. But normally it's an accurate pass. Unfortunately this time wasn't accurate.
Chelsea take the throw-in on the left hand side and go back to the goalkeeper eventually. Sanchez left-footed clearance, headed away by Quansah up towards Gakpo, helps it on, but Colwill is first to the ball, finds Fernandez, whose goal separates the two sides. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil. Here's Neto racing in towards the edge of the penalty area on his left foot. Neto shoots! It's just wide into the side netting. He's looked a real threat for Chelsea, Pedro Neto, creator of the first goal, or the only goal of the game so far. He's just so direct, so quick.
Yeah, he's a good
and
player.
When he cuts in on his left foot.
Yeah, he's a good player, very quick. Got 2 good feet actually. His left is his prominent one, but his right's good as well. So
Liverpool come forward, but Caicedo wins back possession. Forward to Jackson inside the penalty. Madueke with a chance, he's round the goalkeeper. Madueke for 2-0. And then the flag goes up for offside, and Liverpool's blushes are spared.
Yeah, I thought it was offside.
Again, it did look offside when the ball was played forward to Nicholas Jackson. He picked out Madueke, who danced around the goalkeeper, but Jackson was offside. So Liverpool don't go 2 goals behind. 42.5 minutes on the watch. 1-0 they trail. That goal after 3 minutes from Enzo Fernandez. Alisson with the ball. Wataru Endo back for Quansah in the right back position. Clip ball forward for Salah. Salah's being wrestled there by Cucurella. That's going to be a Liverpool free kick. And he looks across at the referee in amazement, and he's had hold of him with two hands.
Yeah, I'm sure he knew he was a foul, but it's a good foul for Chelsea because it's held up play again, and again Liverpool are going to labourly just pass the ball across the back for 3 or 4.
Cody Gakpo on the left hand side, trying to thread it through towards Harvey Elliott, who's not been as influential as he would have liked, given that this is his first start for Liverpool in the Premier League this season. Alexander-Arnold races across to try and keep the ball in play, barges into Enzo Maresca as Enzo Maresca fielded the ball as it came out. Chelsea throw in, Cucurella to take it, short to
I was just disappointed Trent didn't put the shoulder in there, because he shouldn't be fielding the ball.
It's not
anyway.
his gig, is it?
It's not his job, yeah.
No. Here's Cole Palmer. Gets away from Curtis Jones, who does really well to get back goal side. Palmer in possession. Wins a free kick. Curtis Jones can't believe that referee Simon Hooper has given the free kick Chelsea's way. Into the final minute of the 45. There won't be that much to add on, maybe 2 at a maximum. Mightn't even be that.
No, there won't be many, because as I said, Liverpool just had the ball and hadn't really pressed them in the right places.
Just had that one break in play when I think it was Pedro Neto was down. Back to the goalkeeper, Alisson from Jarell Quansah. 1 minute to add on as we move into stoppage time now. Quansah on the right edge of the penalty area goes back to Alisson. Alisson short ball for Curtis Jones, helps it on to Endo. Immediately it's Virgil van Dijk in possession for the Reds. They trail by a 0-0. Clip ball forward from Kostas Tsimikas, looking for Cody Gakpo. Doesn't find its target, and then it's a nice turn by Romeo Lavia. Finds him a bit of space and delivers the ball to the left hand side to Cucurella. Cuts in field, finds Jackson dropping deep. Fernandez picks up Caicedo. Right footed ball for Pedro Neto, then back in towards the edge of the penalty area, and Tsimikas is in position to knock it back to his goalkeeper. There goes the half-time whistle. Chelsea a goal to the good after 3 minutes. Liverpool conceding possession and Chelsea breaking at pace. Cole Palmer's ball to the right-hand side to Pedro Neto. Clever direct run from Neto. Pulled the ball back to the on-rushing Enzo Fernandez. Controlled it with his left foot. Stopped it perfectly and delivered a right foot shot low into the corner beyond the diving Alisson in the Liverpool goal. That came after 3 minutes, and Liverpool all at sea in the early stages defensively, and in an attacking sense they've never really got their game going in anywhere near the sort of effective manner that we see week in, week out, and one of the reasons why they're the Premier League champions. Mohamed Salah has been starved of service, but when the ball has come into him on the right hand side, his control has been lacking. It's normal sureness of touch. Cody Gakpo's looked Liverpool's most dangerous and threatening player when he's receiving the ball on the left hand side and cutting in on his right foot. Not really being able to get Harvey Elliott or Diogo Jota into the game in the way that Arne Slot would have liked. There's a lot of questions to be answered for the Liverpool manager during this half-time interval, Mark Walters.
Yeah, definitely. Curtis Jones is unfortunate, been able to get on the ball. He's the one who, in my opinion, can really make things happen in there. But as I said, because it's been laboured, the passing, Chelsea are back in position by the time anything really happens. So, for me, the half-time talk is really important today. Need to keep the ball moving, need to keep it moving quicker, and the lads need to make some runs as well, because there hasn't been a lot of angles and movement for me, and not enough of it anyway. So as you said, a few bad touches, but that's understandable, it happens, but need to improve that and need to move the ball quicker, and then we'll create more chances.
And I think that, we mentioned it in commentary, one of the reasons behind the slightly slipshod start and why Liverpool have been short of the best is 6 changes. It takes some getting used to. The fact that these players train together day in, day out, they don't play together day in, day out. It's a lot of changes, and finding those sort of combinations that are so important around the pitch, it doesn't come straight away, does it? And that's the sort of price that you pay. But the manager's made this decision because he thinks these players are worthy of more starts than he's been able to give them. So
absolutely, I totally agree. I mean, but you got to remember, some of those 6 players, I wouldn't say a match fit either, so there's that to get used to. No excuse, but it's just that little things like that, getting used to each other's play. But definitely the fact that we are champions, and maybe psychologically we've just gone off the boil a little bit, maybe 5, 6, 10%, which is all you need to not play as well as you normally do. Just get off it just a little bit. And as I said, conceding that goal as well was a really, really important thing as well, because now we need to get get that goal back, because Chelsea need the 3 points. They're really desperate for the points, so that would help as well.
Well, because the Liverpool manager made 6 changes, there's a lot of strength on the bench with Konate, Diaz, Szoboszlai, Nunez, McAllister, Chiesa, Robertson and also Conor Bradley. They are all options for the Liverpool manager. He'll be having a few, maybe not harsh words. Liverpool are the Premier League champions, let's not forget, and they've done that, and they've done it in style, and the manager has played a massive part in that. But he'll want an improvement in the second half, that is for sure. Half-time score then at Stamford Bridge, it's Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0.
Total Sport.
BBC Radio Merseyside.
I'm back with Mark Walters and Mike Hughes for the second half. That's on the way here on Total Sport Merseyside. Congratulations to Chester, who are through to the National League North playoff final, where they'll play Scunthorpe away on Sunday, May the 18th. This after a 2-1 win away at Kidderminster. We heard from Jonathan Ledyard earlier. We'll hopefully get some reaction a little bit later on in the programme. Chester were behind, but Dylan Motley-Henry and Declan Weeks with the goals. They also missed a penalty as well, but they've won the game and they are through. Kidderminster 1, Chester 2 was the final score. In Rugby League, Magic Weekend, a full-time result was Warrington Wolves 20, Wigan Warriors 22. A bit of a fight back from Warrington late on, but not quite enough. Wigan winning that one 22-20. And victory for the Widnes Vikings in the Championship. They won away at Hunslet by 28 points to 14. Earlier on today, we brought you commentary on the WSL Merseyside derby at Anfield. It went the way of Everton, who won by 2-0. And Mike Perkins spoke to one of the Everton goal scorers, Katja Snoys.
Katja, a goal and a victory, not one, but 2 Merseyside derbies this season. How was that one?
Yeah, brilliant. I think it's the best feeling you can get. I don't think I've ever had it here when we won 2 Merseyside derbies. So yeah, it's definitely a great feeling right now.
What does the double mean to the Everton players?
I think we talked about it today. Like a game like this, it's more than just us individually. It's for the club, the pride of the city. I think just showing how much Everton Football Club means to us as players, but also to the fans, and the pride it comes with it.
Talk us through the goal today. Then Kelly Gago played a big part in it.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know exactly how, but I got the ball in the pocket, was able to face up, played her in behind, and she was able to get it back to me in the box. And I guess that's where I'm on my best. So I just had to get into the net.
It was a game sort of full of controversies and incidents. I mean, Everton were sort of sitting behind the ball for large periods of it. What sort of a view did you get of the sending off in the end?
Well, I think it was a difficult game. I think we struggled in getting as much control as we would in the game. Luckily, we got the early goal, but then I think we got a bit flat and struggled a bit to get pressure on them. I think second half they were the better team, but somehow we managed to get the second goal in, and then it's like easy for us to sit it out because we know we're a defensive solid team. So it's just staying in, focused, and doing the job.
I mean, was it a case of a plan executed perfectly then from your point of view?
No, I think initially we wanted to be a bit more aggressive, have the ball a bit more. But I think in the end, like Liverpool also played well. So it's credit to them. They made it hard for us to get up higher pressure on the pitch. And I think that's when we sometimes then fall back to maybe low block defending or lower on the pitch defending because we know we're solid in it. And we're not giving anything away either. So I think it's a bit of a mix of both.
You were involved in the second goal as well with Karen Holmgaard. It almost looked as if both of you were trying to get it in at one point.
Yeah, I think the cross was coming in and I thought, it might be a little bit too much for me, but luckily she was behind me. So yeah, I'm really happy she was behind me.
What's it like for a forward having to wait for your chance as long as you did in that game? Because from the 7th minute to when the second goal went in the 69th, I mean, Everton were in their own half for large portions of it.
Yeah, I think it's also always challenging a bit, but on the other hand, you always know there will come another chance, even if it's maybe one. So I think you always got to be focused and have that in mind. But I think it's also good that we have so many players in our team who are able to put their own individual goals aside and just focus on the team performance. And I think that's what we did. And I knew because we scored their first goal, as long as we don't concede as well, we'll win this game. So then it's easier to put in the defensive work for the team as well.
How will you celebrate this? I know you already have been with your fans out on the pitch.
Yeah, good question. Now we'll probably go out with a couple of teammates to have a little drink, celebrate the win. And we actually got 2 days off, so we got a little time to celebrate this one.
Katia Snoy, scorer of one of the Everton goals in that victory. And this is the reaction of Liverpool's Gemma Bonner.
Gemma, what are your feelings after that defeat in the Merseyside derby?
Disappointment, first and foremost. I think coming away after putting probably so much into the performance and losing 2-0 is hard to take. But look, ultimately the difference was in both boxes, and we didn't put away the chances that we had, and they had a few chances and they scored them.
How frustrating was it to have had the chances in the game that you felt you needed?
Yeah, I think obviously in the past there's been probably a lot more of an even affair, and I think that's probably the most chances we've had in the derby for a long time, and that's why it's probably frustrating that we've not put them away. But again, on the positive, we have to look, we are creating them, but at this level creating them is not good enough. You have to be putting them away. So yeah, I think ultimately frustrated, but we still have one game to play, and we have to make sure that we keep on getting better, and we're ready for next week because it's going to be another tough game.
What do you do as a sort of leader in the team to try and make sure everybody is back up and looking to take that fifth spot in the final game?
Yeah, I think, look, the games come obviously every week. It's our last game next week, and there's no time to kind of dwell on it. You have to move on quick, and I think you have to learn from them. At the top level, you know, you can't be dwelling on mistakes for too long because the next game's around the corner, and you have to keep on getting better every day because everyone else is around you as well. So I think for us, we have the day off tomorrow, we'll review the game, and obviously we have one less day this week with the game being on Saturday, and we go there with Chelsea. We take a lot of the positives, but there's definitely things that we can kind of probably tweak in the final third and make sure that next week, if we get those chances again, we're putting them away.
When it comes to the derby, what will be the lesson you'll take away from today for when you meet Everton in future?
Just finishing the chances. Yeah, you know, I think that's what wins the games. Probably the composure in the final third, and we're creating those moments, but it was maybe a little bit of composure in the last moment and the final bit of the action that we probably lacked that ultimately makes the difference. Obviously there's a lot of emotion around the occasion. The crowd were fantastic for us, and we really felt that support. And yeah, it's when you're in those moments of the decision, you have to make sure you're composed and you make the right decision.
Gemma Bonner talking to Mike Perkins after the WSL derby, which Everton won by 2-0. A reminder, Chester have won. They beat Kidderminster 2-1 at Agborough to go through to the final. Elsewhere in the Premier League today, in the earlier kickoffs, the 2:00 kickoffs, Brentford beating Manchester United by 4-3. A couple of goals for Gavin Sharder in that one. Brighton 1, Newcastle 1. Late equaliser from the penalty spot from Alexander Isak after Minter had put Brighton in front. West Ham 1, Tottenham 1 was a final score. Jarrod Bowen for West Ham, Wilson Odobert for Tottenham. And in Scotland it finished Rangers 1, Celtic 1. BBC Radio Merseyside, Total Sport Merseyside on this Sunday afternoon. Champions Liverpool behind at the break at Stamford Bridge.
Forward ball for Cole Palmer. Breaks inside Liverpool territory. Here's Neto turning in for the right-hand side on his left foot. Crosses and might break here for Chelsea. Fernandes! 1-0. A really well-constructed goal for Chelsea. They broke a pace from halfway. And when the pass was delivered for the onrushing Enzo Fernandez, right-footed, low into the corner, beyond Alisson in the Liverpool goal. Chelsea take an early lead. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0. Liverpool come forward down the left-hand side. Gakpo shoots. Decent shot there from a tight angle. Had a good save diving away to his left-hand side from Robert Sanchez. Good to see Liverpool on the attack there. Madueke into the penalty area. Wriggles away from Curtis Jones, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold inside the penalty. Kugre pulls it back. Oh, it's flicked forward, and then Liverpool managed to get it clear. Looked like Chelsea were homing in on a second goal, and then a cross hits the top of the crossbar and goes behind for a goal kick. Liverpool at 6s and 7s defensively again there. Chelsea close to a second goal. Colwell is first to the ball, finds Fernandes, who whose goal separates the two sides. Chelsea lead by a goal to nil. Here's Neto racing in towards the edge of the penalty area. On his left foot, Neto shoots! It's just wide into the side netting. He's looked a real threat for Chelsea, Pedro Neto, creator of the first goal, or the only goal of the game so far.
Diaz now making the run down the middle. Terrific reverse ball by Jota. Diaz goes on inside the penalty area. Luis Diaz scores!
Nunez inside the penalty area. Shoots! Oh! It's an absolute dream of a goal.
Salah forward for Liverpool. He's on his own. He may finish it. Will he pass it or will he score? He'll score!
Cody Gakpo! He's done it again! Cody Gakpo cutting in from the left-hand side on his right foot.
BBC Radio Merseyside.
So the second half, not too far away. Let's get back to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0, and rejoin our commentary team of Mark Walters and Mike Hughes.
Thank you, Ian. Still waiting for the two sides to emerge in the second half. We've got a few of the Liverpool substitutes still out on the field, being put through their paces. Conor Bradley and a crossfield ball there from Luis Diaz to Darwin Nunez. A lovely long right-footed ball out towards Nunez to Diaz. Nice control. I wonder whether, I think you can say with some surety that I think there's going to be a fair few substitutions in the second half if things remain the same.
Absolutely.
He's given the players the opportunity on a slot, the ones that don't play regularly enough, by giving them a start, and so far it hasn't worked out. He wants to see more from them. Not that he's going to be giving them too much criticism, but he will have wanted a better performance than what he's seen in the opening 45 minutes. The Chelsea players are out for the second half, and now Virgil van Dijk leads out the champions.
Yeah, I
quickly
think
followed by Alisson there. Sorry, Mark.
Sorry, I was going to say, I think after 60 minutes, if nothing changes, I think there will be a few changes, particularly Diaz, who's been fantastic the last few weeks.
One of the players I feel really sorry for Liverpool this season is Diogo Jota, who's such a fabulous finisher.
Yeah,
he's had so many problems with injuries over the past couple of seasons, and when he's been in and out of the team recently after recovering from injury, he's been quite some way short of his best.
Yeah,
and it's not been because there's been any lack of effort, and he hasn't had any particularly bad games in terms of making mistakes or missing chances. It's just the way the games have gone.
Yeah, it's just that sharpness you lose when you miss matches. As I say, that's possibly the reason why the other six aren't as sharp as they should be.
Chelsea get us underway in the second half. Ball back to the goalkeeper. Long clearance downfield headed away by Van Dijk. Possession picked up by Caicedo, playing it right back again. This week it goes back to Robert Sanchez, then out to the right for Chalobah. His pass is intercepted by Curtis Jones. Harvey Elliott. Ball for Curtis Jones is stolen from him from Cole Palmer, and Chelsea work the ball back to Caicedo and then to the goalkeeper again. Never looks particularly comfortable with the ball at his feet to me, but flicks it out towards the right. Comes off the head of Cucurella. Liverpool win a throw-in. Taken by Alexander-Arnold. Endo, short ball back to Quansah. 10 yards inside the Chelsea half. Goes back for Van Dijk. Inside the centre circle, inside the Liverpool half. Short to the left of centre for Tsimikas. Angle ball for Endo. Then out to the left for Curtis Jones. One touch to gather in. Then finds Endo again. Back for Van Dijk. Van Dijk's looking for options. Comes to the left for Jones again. Forward to Gakpo, back to goal. Support offered by Jones once again. Lavia engages, so Van Dijk is the pass. Back to the left for Jones. Nice ball for Cody Gakpo, who's brought down there by Enzo Fernandez. Liverpool have a free kick. Comes to the left for Cody Gakpo. Trying to work a 1-2 there with Curtis Jones, but Tsimikas could never really get it under his control second time around, and that's a foul by Diogo Jota. Anytime there's contact now, when a player is trying to shield the ball, every time the players go down.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks absolutely terrible as well, but whatever reasons, I don't know all the laws of the game, but they always give a free kick for that, and you can tell he's literally dived.
And you only need to breathe on plays.
Yeah, literally.
Free kick for Chelsea in the right back position, level with the edge of the Chelsea penalty area, right hand side, long downfield, aim for Jackson, headed away by Van Dijk, helped on there by Harvey Elliott, but Chelsea with Colwell coming forward to Madueke, cutting in from the left hand side inside the penalty area. Now Madueke, and a shot left footed, no problem. Nicholas Jackson's effort didn't have any real power, and it's straight at Alisson. But Madueke very effective when he's cutting in, and really good player, and tight control and quick feet as well.
Yeah, it's a poor effort from Nicholas actually, but good play from the Chelsea forward.
Chelsea go back there to the goalkeeper Sanchez, long clearance, right-footed, downfield, headed away there by Trent Alexander-Arnold, finds Mo Salah. Salah trying to thread it through there to Cody Gakpo, came off the heels of Curtis Jones. Chelsea clear, out towards the right. Neto's in acres of space, in towards the edge of the penalty, tries to play it in towards Jackson, turns his man. Jackson has it stolen from him on the edge of the 6-yard box by Wataru Endo, and Liverpool come again on the left hand side. Tsimikas for Endo. Endo's been one of Liverpool's best players, hasn't he? He's been one of the most effective, and not just in that destructive role either. Some of his passing has been very good.
I totally agree.
He's had a really good game.
His pass completion is very high compared to a few of the others. So, but his attitude's been fantastic all season.
Clip ball forward from Curtis Jones, looking for Cody Gakpo, but Moises Caicedo read that situation perfectly well, headed it back to Sanchez in the Chelsea goal, and he's quite happy to take his time. Almost 4 minutes gone in the second half. Chelsea still leading by a goal to nil. Chester are through to the National League North playoff final after an away win at Kidderminster to the Harriers, and came from a goal behind as well, and missed a penalty. Run towards the edge of the penalty area there from Madueke, did all the hard work, then his ball on the edge of the box was a really poor one, and Liverpool win it back. Curtis Jones.
Yeah, I think Trent would be very happy that he laid it off early there, but because he took him to the cleaners there, literally.
Salah racing down the right hand side, inside the penalty area now, gets past Cucurella, touches it on to Curtis Jones, might break for Van Dijk. Challenge there on Romeo Lavia from Van Dijk. It's going to be a yellow card for the Liverpool captain. Well, I think he had to go for that, and I think that there was two players who were equally going in as firmly as they possibly could, and just because Lavia has gone down and he's hurt, I mean, that could have quite easily been Virgil van Dijk.
Well, look, for me, he's got to go for the ball anyway, but he's not left the ground. He's as you can see from the monitor there, he's maybe he's followed through, maybe.
Yeah, just seeing on the monitor, there is an element of a follow through that, which of course they always look worse in slow motion.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you know, I'm not trying to say that Virgil van Dijk is an angel by any means, but he's not a nasty defender who sort of goes in with those overzealous challenges. In any case, the referee Simon Hooper has given him a yellow card, and Chelsea restart and work the ball out towards the right hand side, out of play for Liverpool.
In today's football, you have to say it's going to be a booking. A few years ago, I'd have to say probably not, but it does look worse on the monitor when it's slowed down for sure.
Well, everything does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Quansah for Liverpool, up towards the halfway line, and in the Chelsea half now. Looks for options, caught in possession. He didn't do anything effective with the ball there, and Chelsea on the break.
Offside.
Jackson's offside as he receives the ball from Madueke. I mean, Jackson will say Madueke waited too long, but Jackson in those situations, I mean, from a Liverpool point of view, everybody's pleased, but you've got to know when to hold your run and when to bend it.
Yeah, I mean, it was that obvious that I think even the guy taking the pass, or making the pass, should have known not to give it in.
Long ball forward from Van Dijk. It's aimed for Cody Gakpo, but Chelsea are going to see that go out of play. for a goal kick. It's Caicedo in between man and ball, preventing Cody Gakpo getting a clear sight of it. So it's behind for a goal kick. Pretty untidy opening 7 minutes of the second half. Chelsea still with this 1-goal advantage.
Yeah, I would give it another 5-10 minutes maximum and make some changes, because it's coming like I wouldn't say a pre-season game, but
Liverpool just not effective enough in the key areas.
Yeah, coming like a behind closed doors game, because yes, we haven't got a lot to play for, as in we've won the league, but
still would never want to lose matches.
Exactly, don't want to lose matches, and we've got big impact players on the bench as well.
Van Dijk's forward ball, Alexander-Arnold can't control it well enough. Chelsea pick up possession. Madueke, Fernandes, and then Cucurella back to Colwill, back to the goalkeeper. Chelsea quite happy to just maintain this situation as a driving run from Chalobah is brought to a halt by a really good tackle from Curtis Jones, and then he's prevented from taking the free kick quickly. So Chalobah gets a yellow card. Liverpool take the free kick then too quickly.
Good refereeing from him there. He saw him stop him taking the free kick and duly gave him a yellow card, which is totally deserved.
Free kick 20 yards inside the Chelsea half to the left of centre. Van Dijk's going to take it. Right-footed ball to the left for Tsimikas. Tsimikas rolls it in towards Curtis Jones. Square pass for Jarell Quansah. To the right of the centre circle is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Salah forward ball towards the edge of the penalty area. That looked to be a foul. Play on, says the referee. And Chelsea with Cole Palmer. It's a nice pass for Madueke. Good challenge from Quansah. Sliding in, had to win that one.
Yeah, great defending from him there.
Out of play for a Chelsea throw-in. Liverpool had claims there for a free kick on the edge of the box. Referee waved away those claims.
Yeah, I think if he stay down for a little bit, you got to make sure to keep the referee knows that you've been fouled. But
it's no good getting up and waving your hands, is
exactly,
it?
Exactly, yeah.
Madueke back to Chalobah. Cole Palmer. Chalobah again. Challenged by Diogo Jota, who can't believe it. And he's looking to the assistant and talking, I think, to Arne Slot, and Slot words of encouragement. He's not had the best of fortune today, Jota.
No, he hasn't, but to be fair to him, he had a point. He did use his shoulder, it was shoulder to shoulder, but I think because the ball had just left, the referee was always going to give a free kick.
The amount of physical contact that isn't allowed anymore, it's untrue now.
Yeah, it is disappointing, particularly if
Chelsea in possession. Cole Palmer, right edge of the penalty area, gets on the end of a loose headed clearance from Tsimikas, down towards the byline, pulls it back. Chelsea almost have a second, and then it's gone into the back of the net. An untidy finish. Whether it was Madueke who applied the finishing touch or whether it was an own goal, in came the cross from Cole Palmer. And I think it
kicked it off his own player, didn't he?
I think it's maybe come off Wataru Endo. Untidy as it was, it's a second goal. Virgil van Dijk is appealing to the referee. Might have been Jarell Quansah who got the final touch, as Liverpool failed to clear as the ball was pulled back from the byline. It was knocked goalwards, and Chelsea have got that second goal. Liverpool trying their damnedest to keep it out. Cole Palmer with the run after the poor clearance from Tsimikas. Looks as though it's the clearance from Van Dijk has come straight off Quansah and into the back of the net. It's an own goal. Nevertheless, it's Chelsea 2, Liverpool 0.
Yeah, I think it ricocheted off Quansah. I have to say, a bit of a comedy of errors there, but if you don't put yourself about, this is what happens.
It is kind of in keeping with the whole game, to be honest with you. Chelsea with that second goal. Now we're going to see Trent Alexander-Arnold replaced by Conor Bradley. Diogo Jota's going to be replaced by Darwin Núñez. Why Trent Alexander-Arnold's being booed by the Chelsea fans is anyone's business.
No, I think when you 2-0 up, you boo everybody. I think that's the case. But
well, that's a real shame. It all came from a poor defensive header from Kostas Tsimikas initially, and then Liverpool couldn't prevent I think Cole Palmer from getting to the byline.
I think Curtis slipped, unfortunately, and that's why he got the space to put Cole Palmer through. So I don't think it was the header. It was just, as I say, slip from Curtis. But it's nothing more than we deserve. We haven't been incisive.
And now we've got another yellow card as Liverpool tried to work the ball up towards the halfway line.
I think he just had his stud showing, I suppose, and as I say, in today's game, it's going to be a booking.
Quansah with a late challenge. It doesn't appear to be any malice in that. Late challenge it might have been, but the referee's in a little bit of danger of losing a bit of control here, because I think he's allowing the crowd to be influential.
Yeah. I mean, at the most it's a yellow card, but I have to say, his studs were showing, and I was saying today, football, it's going to be a free kick for sure, and it's going to be a yellow, which is what he gave. You would forget it's a contact sport. This is what you're supposed to do: tackle.
Chelsea come forward. They have a 2-goal advantage. At the end of the season, these sort of matches, it only takes one incident to turn things around, and it's a loose ball from Alisson inside his penalty area. Tried to play it to the left, overhits it. It's out of play for a Chelsea throw-in midway inside the Liverpool half. Taken on the right by Caicedo, goes back to Chalobah across the defensive line to Colwill. Cucurella's long ball forward. Madueke been threatening all day. Another mazy run from him. A lateral run in from the left. Picks out Neto on the right. Cole Palmer. Caicedo. His pass is intercepted, but back out to Caicedo again as it broke off Gakpo. Neto inside the penalty area now on the right. Gets the cross in. Thankfully it's over Enzo Fernandez, and it's behind for a Liverpool goal kick, but they trail by 2-0, and we're just under the hour mark.
Yeah, absolutely. Need to change the mentality, need to change our tactics as well, slightly as well. Else this game's just going to peter out into a loss, which would be a shame after such a fantastic week we've had becoming champions.
Yeah, it just hasn't been joined up today, has it?
No.
There have been little units.
It just shows you how important
players passing, but that these combinations just haven't come off today, and it is down, I'm sure, a lot to the fact there are a lot of changes.
Yeah, it just shows how important is mentality in football, or any sport, frankly. If your mind's not right, then things just don't work.
Curtis Jones fouls. The referee gives a free kick, taken quickly. It's back with Romeo Lavia, who was fouled by Jones. Receives it from Palmer. To the left it goes. Enzo Fernandez back with Colwill. Striding up towards halfway. Has support from Fernandez again. Forward ball for Jackson, trying to run him behind. Get away from Quansah. He's done that. And his shot goalwards is comfortably collected by Alisson. I think the pass to Neto was on, but didn't find him.
Yeah, I think that's a lad who's not scored for a long time. I think he's...
Well, he broke his duck last week, didn't he, against Everton, but that was his first goal for a long, long time. But Chelsea come again. Madueke trying to link up with Jackson. Liverpool managed to defend and get it clear. Up towards Elliott. Scampering over the halfway line now. Central position. Elliott's left-footed ball to the right-hand side for Conor Bradley. Great play from Bradley inside the penalty. Pulls it back and just short of Mo Salah. And Chelsea get the clearance in through Levi Colwill. But that was Liverpool's best move of the game.
Absolutely, yeah. Unfortunately, just couldn't find Mo there. Maybe a bit disguised with the pass would have been better. But everybody realised...
Really energetic run from Bradley, which offers hope.
Yeah, great run. Just saying that if he'd have disguised the pass, he may have got that little yard so he could have got his shot off.
Endo, not really seen him on the ball much in the second half. Finds Conor Bradley coming in from the right-hand side. Curtis Jones. Endo, forward to Elliott. Salah's inside the box. helps it out towards Bradley, pulls it back, put behind by Colwell for a Liverpool corner on the right hand side, that going to be taken by Tsimikas. He's going to swing it in left-footed. Van Dijk's coming forward, Kwanzaa's coming forward, and Liverpool.
Yeah, just a shame he couldn't have missed that first man. Maybe dinked it to the far post. It would have been a better ball, but good play anyway.
Chelsea lead 2-0. Tsimikas with the corner, in it comes. Van Dijk with a header, got too much on it, too far underneath it, sails over the bar. Didn't miss by that much, but I think the Chelsea goalkeeper had time to watch it fly over the bar. It's a goal kick, and Liverpool still find themselves 2 goals down, 62.5 minutes gone. Don't think it'll be too long before there are more substitutes on the field for Liverpool. Pedro Neto in a battle here with Tsimikas. Neto down towards the byline, right hand side, pulls it back. Palmer, was he brought down? No, he wasn't. As the ball ends up in the arms of Alisson as the cross came in. Palmer and Curtis Jones going for the same ball.
Yeah, it was
just diverted back by the right boot of Curtis Jones to the goalkeeper. Of course, it wasn't a back pass, so yeah, but it was a vital contribution there from Curtis Jones.
Yeah, it was very fortunate though, because he was the wrong side of him, and to make that kind of challenge, he has to get it 100% right, which is what he did, and that's why the referee couldn't give a foul.
Van Dijk to Endo, tucks it to his left for Tsimikas. Curtis Jones combines again with Tsimikas. He's going to go back to the goalkeeper. Liverpool's substitutes have been warming up again. I think they've been told to sit down. And Liverpool, Harvey Elliott, Conor Bradley racing down the right hand side, picks out Salah. Salah's fouled on the edge of the box there. That was a reckless challenge there from Romeo Lavia, and Liverpool have got themselves a free kick in a good position. It's kind of like Trent Alexander-Arnold territory, unfortunately, but he's not on the field.
Yeah, and for me, he's lucky to get away with a booking there, because he literally took him out. But I'm sure he'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Conor Bradley's made a big difference since he come on, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's very athletic, very dynamic down that right side, and he's created a couple of chances. And as you can see, he wants to be in this team.
Van Dijk comes across and has a word with his manager, words of instruction. I think they're trying to sort out a couple more substitutions in the very near future. Wouldn't be surprised to see Alexis McAllister and Szoboszlai introduced at some point. Liverpool free kick. Elliott strikes it. It's touched onto him, into the wall. Correa's up into the air. Chelsea get the clearance. Out for a Liverpool throw in. In those situations, you kind of want to at least beat the wall, but it was blocked, wasn't it, as it was touched onto him?
Yeah. It's very rarely there's going to be a gap in the wall like that. So really, you need someone to up and over it. As you say, Trent's normally good at that, but he's not on the field.
Liverpool work the ball from the right-hand side to Curtis Jones in a more central position. Van Dijk right-footed to the left. Cody Gakpo chips it in towards the far post. Oh, it's headed behind.
Great ball.
Stooping header from Levi Colwell. Lovely cross in, and Liverpool get themselves another corner. This is perhaps their best period of the match.
Yeah. It's a shame he just couldn't get himself in front of the defender there. He would have got a little glancing header.
Corner that Tsimikas is going to take on the left-hand side. Going to swing this one out. In it comes. Might break at the far post. It's just over Van Dijk, and Chelsea managed to smuggle it out of harm's way. They go back to the goalkeeper, put under pressure there by Cody Gakpo, and it's cleared long and out for a throw-in. I think McAllister and Szoboszlai, they're both going to come on by the look of it. Both putting their numbered tops on. And McAllister number 10, and Szoboszlai will soon pull on the number 8. Van Dijk, short ball for Jarell Kwanzaa, his own goal, double Chelsea's advantage. Nothing he could do about it. The clearance from very close to his goal from Virgil van Dijk, just hit Kwanzaa and ricocheted beyond Alisson. Harvey Elliott gets away from one challenge and a second, shoots, it's blocked. Lautaro Endo does really well to maintain possession for Liverpool. This ball to the right hand side for Salah, in comes a cross, headed away there by Caicedo. Lautaro Endo with a headed pass, might break for Tsimikas inside the box. The ball was just,
I thought it was going to go down there.
Break for him because he was just past one man and the ball was just skipping away from him, but he made an effective attempt to get on it, but Chelsea just managed to get it back, or the goalkeeper intervened on their behalf. But now they're coming up towards Nicholas Jackson, and Liverpool with the strength of Kwanzaa winning it back, and Van Dijk to Elliott to the right hand side for Mo Salah. Salah inside the penalty area on his left foot, chips it in towards Nunez. He's met it all wrong. It's wide of the target. That was a really, really good chance.
Great play from Mo Salah there. Great cross. Unfortunately, Nunez just got his header all wrong, but
he's mistimed his leap, hasn't he?
Yeah, he just got up a little bit early, but I don't know. You're asking somebody who couldn't hit the ball either, so it's a bit difficult, but he's got to hit the target, really. That's all I would say. Yes,
Endo comes off. He's been one of Liverpool's best players.
Yeah, definitely.
He's replaced by Alexis McAllister.
I have to say, Endo's attitude is absolutely exemplary.
Harvey Elliott is coming off to be replaced by Dominic Szoboszlai. He made a point in an interview earlier this week about the fact that he loves being at Liverpool, but he's got to play more matches. That's the first game he started in the Premier League this season, and in all honesty, it didn't really happen for him.
No, it didn't, I have to say. I think
but he is a good player, and we know he's a good player, and he comes off the bench to great effect on so many occasions. But if you're a footballer, you don't want to be a good substitute, do you?
No, you want to play.
Here's Gakpo, left edge of the penalty area, has support from Tsimikas going beyond him, rolls it back to Curtis Jones. Chelsea lead 2-0. 69 minutes gone. Forward ball from Van Dijk to Jones. McAllister to the left to Tsimikas. In comes the cross, headed away by Colwell, flicked away by Cole Palmer. Bit of good fortune in that. Cleared by Jackson. Neto beaten to it there by McAllister. There's a bit of malarkey there between Chelsea's Moises Caicedo and Kostas Tsimikas.
I don't mind that because unfortunately that's what's been missing this today.
His intensity, isn't it, from Liverpool?
We've been missing a bit of that little snap and a little bit of sharpness.
And that was after Neto had fouled McAllister. Sancho's about to come on for Chelsea. Liverpool eventually worked the ball back to Alisson, building from the back with Curtis Jones, who's quite happy to sit in as a third centre defender as the two centre backs split. Gakpo's forward ball for Nunez inside the box now. The clearance, the attempted ball back to the goalkeeper just came off Nunez and then rolled into the path of Robert Sanchez.
I have to say, he just doesn't get the rub of the green sometimes, Nunez. He
doesn't. And the ball's just hit onto him and then just rolls back to the goalkeeper.
No luck at all.
Could do with a bit of good luck. The only luck he has is bad luck, but
if he didn't have any bad luck, he'd have no luck with it.
Yeah.
But you have to admire how hard he works. You do have to admire it.
If he doesn't believe in himself, nobody else will. So any improvement in effective contribution has to come from him. Substitution for Chelsea. Jadon Sancho is about to come on. Nicholas Jackson is the player to go off. So I think Neto will take up a more central role perhaps with Sancho. Sancho can play centrally, but I think is more effective. He's going to go out to the...
I have to say, you can see why Sancho is not in the team, because their wide men are very effective. Neto is very effective.
And Madueke is going to move to the right and Sancho to the left. Madueke was really, I was here last week doing the game against Everton. He was very good last week, and he's been effective again today.
Yeah, I think
forward ball from Tsimikas for Gakpo. Nice pass in field. Curtis Jones. Gakpo's gone for the return ball down towards the byline. Pulls across towards the far post. Kukureya heads it behind as Salah is just waiting for the ball to drop. Liverpool have a corner.
For me, that's a fantastic ball. When you're that close to the byline, the only space there's going to be is the far post, which is where he's put it. Unfortunately, there's no one there to get on it, but for me, that's a perfect ball.
Liverpool corner, right hand side, in swinger from Tsimikas. More questions being asked by Liverpool, putting more pressure on the Chelsea goal. They still trail 2-0. In it comes. First contact was from Liverpool with a downward header, but couldn't get the effective second touch. And now Chelsea with Neto up towards Madueke. Neto goes for the return ball, racing in towards the edge of the penalty area. Neto on his left foot. Neto, good challenge there. Eventually Liverpool managed to get the ball clear and out towards the left hand side, and Conor Bradley, athletic figure, added to the Liverpool back line, plays his part in allowing Liverpool to build. Cheers for Nicholas Jackson from the Chelsea faithful as he walks around the pitch.
Yeah, I think he's had a few chances as well to score, so he'll be disappointed with that. But he doesn't look best pleased, does he? He has worked very hard, but no one just wants to come off when you haven't scored, especially.
Chelsea lead by 2-0. Liverpool have got to get a goal from somewhere. 73.5 minutes gone at Stamford Bridge. 0800 731 9333. Get your calls into Ian Kennedy. We'll hopefully have some reaction back from Arne Slot for you as well, and reaction as well tomorrow morning on BBC Radio Merseyside. Forward ball from Alisson. Nunez trying to control it, didn't get as clean a touch as he wanted, but Conor Bradley still manages to bring it under his control, and Liverpool pick up possession with Szoboszlai. To the right for Nunez, Bradley, and back with Jarell Quansah inside the centre circle. Now finds Van Dijk inside the Chelsea half to the left hand side, racing in towards the box. Here's Gakpo cutting in on his right foot. Didn't clip across perhaps, but he's gone into a central area, being driven further back. Quansah again, McAllister. Chelsea about to bring on Malo Gusto, an extra defender. Jones for Tsimikas. The pass from Tsimikas for Jones is a bit loose. He has to race back. Still manages to maintain possession. McAllister, midway inside the Chelsea half, finds Quansah. Right-footed ball to the right-hand side for Salah. Salah's not had much joy today. It's a good ball though for Conor Bradley. His intended cross is blocked by Enzo Fernandez. Scorer of the first Chelsea goal, and it's gone behind for another corner for Liverpool. They're still applying more pressure. 75 minutes gone, they still trail 2-0.
Yeah, he's done well since he's been on the field. Just needs to, if he can, just think that to the back post as opposed to hitting the first man as he has done, Conor Bradley. But he's really improved things as he's been on the field.
Tsimikas with the corner. In it comes, headed away powerfully there by Caicedo. Liverpool still have possession. They give it away. Cole Palmer striding forward, racing out towards the right hand side, has support there from Madueke. Quite happy to receive it and roll the ball back. And eventually Chelsea, no surprise there, go all the way back to their goalkeeper. Eventually get the ball to the right hand side. Played forward for the run of Pedro Neto. Liverpool defend it well, get it clear, but only as far as Caicedo. And then Szoboszlai for Liverpool wins it back.
I've been impressed with Quansah's pace today. He's been looked very quick.
He is quick.
I've never really noticed his pace so much, but today he's looking very...
Salah into the penalty area, picks out Tsimikas. Tsimikas has Darwin Núñez inside the box, gets it back from Núñez, cross deep towards the far post. Salah with a header, oh, just wide. Well, that was a real chance. It was Salah's best chance of the game.
I think it was Salah's only chance.
Yeah, only real chance of the game so far. A really good cross by Tsimikas. And a downward header just wide of the far post.
Yeah, it was just wide, he didn't hit the target, but brilliant from Tsimikas. Great ball in. Put on a plate for him, unfortunately, couldn't hit the target.
But Liverpool have got to keep on going. They trailed 2-0, but there's still 12 minutes plus added time to come. Malo Gusto is coming on. Romeo Lavia is going off, so Caicedo will move into that central midfield role, and Malo Gusto will play it right back. It's a really good player, Lavia, isn't he?
Yeah, excellent player.
Flags up for offside on that far side. Liverpool have a free kick offside against Chelsea. The applause you can hear is from the Chelsea fans for Lavia as he walks around the pitch. Commentary position low down, and well, the dugouts are only 15 yards in front of us. Liverpool in possession, still looking for a route back into this game. They've been much more effective in the second half, but not by the only measure that counts, because they trail by 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 6 shots.
Van Dijk's forward
none
ball.
have been on target.
Yeah, if they're not on target, then you're struggling to get back into the game. And Chelsea come again. Palmer's forward ball looking for Madueke, who's got a run on Tsimikas. He's inside the box now. Madueke on his left foot, shoots, it's blocked. Might break here for Fernandes. Great save there from Jadon Sancho's effort at the far post. Good block by Alisson. And if that would have gone in, it would have been curtains.
Yeah, it would have been a good night. Yeah, good save from Alisson.
Salah's intended crossfield ball is blocked by Cucurella.
I was going to say, ironically, he's had very little to do, but unfortunately...
Yeah. It's been one of those games where the goalkeepers haven't really been called into action that often, have they?
No, not at all.
Just over 10 minutes to go. Chelsea lead 2-0 against the champions. Liverpool in possession. Curtis Jones floated ball in by McAllister. Robert Sanchez comes and collects it at its highest point. We're going to see a bit of a rarity for Liverpool. Federico Chiesa's coming on. Going to play the last 10 minutes or so as Chelsea are in possession. Down the left-hand side, Sancho has support from Neto. Back heel from Neto for Sancho. Being followed over towards that left touchline by Curtis Jones. Chelsea have possession. Cole Palmer down towards the dead ball line. Pulls it back. Oh! His shot has hit the far post, right across the face of goal, carried off the far post, and Liverpool get a little bit of good fortune there, because that was really great play from Cole Palmer, who's got better and better as the game's progressed. Now they're coming again.
Yeah, he's meant that as well. He's gone for that gap that Alisson's left, and
it's a really tight situation, wasn't it?
He's just not gone enough.
He threaded it through the near post of Alisson. And carried against the far post, and then Chelsea knock it in towards goal again. It's gone behind for a goal kick. But Liverpool going to make another substitution. Kostas Tsimikas to be replaced by Federico Chiesa. So I'm not too sure who's going to go left back. It looks as though it's going to be Curtis Jones, who is a very versatile player. Seen him play right back before, never seen him play left back.
Let's hopefully Chiesa can get out trick in the last
Yeah, Liverpool needs something. So they have looked a lot more threatening in the second half, but they haven't looked threatening enough, have they?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, as I said, the fact they've not hit the target on any shots is disappointing.
Liverpool in possession, building from the back with Alisson. And Van Dijk finds the goalkeeper again, chips the ball over Cole Palmer for Virgil van Dijk to find Gakpo on the right touchline, deep inside his own half. Back he goes to the goalkeeper again, short to Curtis Jones. 82 minutes gone. Liverpool trail by 2-0. Building from the back with Quansah, scorer of the second Chelsea goal through no fault of his own. The ball was cleared by Virgil van Dijk against him, and it just rebounded off him and into the back of the net. Cody Gakpo down towards the dead ball line, floats across towards the far post. Might break for Mo Salah. Pulls it back across the 6-yard box. Just Chiesa couldn't get near it, but Liverpool won it back with McAllister. Good ball from Szoboszlai. Salah's shot, his intended cross, is charged down, but he races back out to retrieve it. And then the pass is behind Conor Bradley, but he does really well. And then is fouled. But play on, says the referee, as eventually the ball finds Salah. Salah is challenged as he broke inside the penalty area by Cucurella. Behind for another Liverpool corner. There have been plenty of those in the second half.
I have to say I'm really impressed with Gakpo's crossing when he gets to the byline. He's put it in an area twice now, and there's been no one there to head the ball. So, for me as a wide man, you've done your job.
And there's been the right sort of weight on them, hasn't there?
Back post.
Good weight and a good height, but Liverpool not able to benefit. What can they do now? Corner, right hand side. This time it's going to be McAllister to take, and it comes towards Van Dijk with a header. Liverpool have got a goal back. Virgil van Dijk with a thumping header from the corner right hand side from Alexis McAllister. How often have we seen that from Virgil van Dijk? Yet another powerful header, and Liverpool are back in this game.
Yeah, fantastic header, great cross. Admittedly, it's not long a time to go, but it's enough to get a goal back, so it's not over yet.
Really perfectly curling corner, right hand side. McAllister 8 yards out. Powerful header from Virgil van Dijk. Sanchez didn't have a hope of keeping that one out. It flew past him. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, great header. He's got in front of the defender. So from our point of view, great header.
Here come Liverpool. Gakpo's forward ball is cut out there by Chalobah. Chelsea through Caicedo find Cole Palmer, trying to get Madueke in right hand side. Inside the penalty area now. Driven back out, finds Cole Palmer on his left foot. He's going to have a crack. A goal! Good save. Diving to right hand side by Alisson. That's what you don't really want to allow Cole Palmer to have, space in those areas.
Yeah.
Because particularly when he's drifting in from the right hand side on his left foot.
Yeah, his confidence has improved today. He's had
a good game, hasn't he? His best game in a long time.
He's definitely looking to score a goal and add to his assist as well.
2-1, Chelsea lead. 85.5 minutes gone. There'll be 3, maybe 4 at least to add on, you would think. The ball's worked forward to Nunez, right hand side. Wins a throw-in. Challenged by Chalobah. Conor Bradley's going to take the throw-in. Looks for runners, finds one in McAllister moving towards him. Back by McAllister towards Quansah. Works it across the defensive line for Van Dijk. Right-footed ball clipped to Gakpo on the left. Takes it down brilliantly on his chest. Has Chelsea's Marlo Gusto to contend with. And he's got Nonin Madueke in there tight to him as well. Worked back in. Chiesa receives the pass from McAllister and loses out. And now Chelsea come forward with Caicedo. Helps it on towards Sancho inside the penalty area. Pulls it back to Caicedo, driven shot. Neto gets too far underneath that and lashes it way off target.
Yeah, thankfully he was on his weaker foot, his right foot.
Liverpool could have been building an attack there, but a poor Chiesa just not able to hang on to possession. Liverpool have got to find a way forward.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few minutes left. Definitely need to up the game even more. As I said, Gakpo's look effective. Hopefully he can get into similar positions, and as I said, we need someone on that back post to just head the ball into that net.
Reece James is going to come on for Enzo Fernandez as Chelsea try and run the clock down. The captain's had another good game, scored that opening goal. Chelsea broke with pace down the right hand side, and when the ball was delivered inside the penalty area by Neto, calmly controlled by Fernandez with his left foot, and then he stroked it right footed low and into the corner and past the goalkeeper.
I don't think it's any coincidence to put James on. Maybe look at Gakpo, keep him a little bit quiet, because for me he's the one who's going to make an opening for us.
Long ball forwards towards Nunez, who heads it on, but thought Gakpo might have been there, but when he looked back, Gakpo is behind him. Chelsea clear, headed forward by Van Dijk. Chelsea lead 2-1. Over halfway now. Chelsea with Malo Gusto. Inside the penalty with Sancho. Good defending by Conor Bradley. Excellent defending from Bradley. A really good ball to pick out. Nunez finds Salah. Salah's robbed of possession there by Colwill. And then good defending from Kwanzaa to get a clearance in. Try to find Nunez, but Chelsea have possession again. In towards the penalty area. And Kwanzaa can't prevent it from going behind for a corner.
No, but he's played well, Kwanzaa. He's probably one of our better players today. He's really done his reputation a lot of good today.
We're moving towards the last minute of the 90. Chelsea still lead by 2 goals to 1. And they're going to waste a bit of time on this corner as well. Reece James is going to take it. He's got the captain's armband now. Had a couple of seasons wrecked by injury, really.
Yeah.
Corner on the left-hand side, takes it short to Palmer. Palmer is just happy to try and waste a bit of time. And that's a foul there on Liverpool's Alexis McAllister. Liverpool have got a free kick. And we'll find out in about 30 seconds or so how much is going to be added on. Hopefully it's
got to be at least 5 minutes.
Hopefully it's going to be 5 at least. Going to find out now. Up goes the board. It is 5. That is time for Liverpool to fashion an equaliser. Long ball towards Nunez down the right hand side. It's one in the air there by Colwill. Chelsea pick up possession. Liverpool have got to be more effective at winning those second balls. Caicedo won it, and now he's striding forward with a bit of purpose. Cole Palmer, right hand side. Madueke inside the penalty area. Steps back outside it now, gets a runner beyond him in Reece James. James checks back. Madueke. James back to halfway. Shalabar midway inside his own half finds Colwill. And then Cucurella in towards centre of the field. And the referee has awarded a drop ball to Chelsea. I think it came off the ref, and an uncontested drop ball is the result. Challenged by McAllister, not to the liking of the referee. On Malo Gusto.
Unfortunately, it's about 90 minutes too late. Should have been making those kind of challenges earlier in the game, when that would have set the scene.
Sometimes that intensity scares people on, doesn't it? Chelsea take it and then work it back inside their own half. A long ball to the right hand side, and it's out for a Liverpool throw in. We've had over a minute and a half of the 5 to add on. Alisson, long ball forward looking for Nunez. Nunez wins it in the air. Caicedo is there winning the second ball again. This time he heads it back to his goalkeeper, and Sanchez will waste a little bit more time. Chelsea lead by 2-1.
Bit of time wasting for me now. That surely the referee.
Yeah, and the referee should be taking a note of it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully the ref stopped the watch there, but it's a ridiculous amount of wasted time there.
Long clearance downfield and a cushion header from Curtis Jones back to the goalkeeper Alisson. Long flat clearance controlled by Szoboszlai. Nice whipped pass to the right hand side for Salah. Salah couldn't control it, wins a throw in, taken quickly, finds Bradley. Bradley looks for options, rolls it back to Quansah. We've had 2.5 of the 5. Salah gets a low crossing from the right. Chelsea beat it away. Liverpool win it back with Salah. Couldn't control it. Chelsea knock it out towards the left-hand side and Pedro Neto. Back it goes to Caicedo. Cole Palmer was fouled. No, he wasn't, says the referee. And Liverpool's forward ball is a poor one from Curtis Jones. Needed to be a bit more certain with his passing. Chelsea knock it forward. Good play by Quansah in a duel with Pedro Neto.
Yeah, he's been excellent today, Quansah.
Ball to the left-hand side for Federico Chiesa. Chiesa checks back inside, finds McAllister. Inside the final 2 minutes of stoppage time. Chelsea lead by 2-1 against the champions. Liverpool, can they find a goal from somewhere? Curtis Jones. A dreadful pass. It was aimed for Mo Salah and it was cut out by Cucurella, and that was an awful ball. And Chelsea making progress down the Liverpool left. Conor Bradley in a tussle with Cucurella. Chelsea free kick, and that was just a really poor ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought he was going to shoot it first, actually, which was possibly...
I thought he was initially.
Which was possibly the best option, actually, because there wasn't much on, but he tried to thread the ball through to Mo Salah, which he was never on, and he was intercepted quite comfortably.
Yeah, the lack of the usual crisp passing from Liverpool that's been a hallmark of their Premier League Championship season has been missing today. And they give away possession inside the penalty area. And Quansah brings down, is it Moises Caicedo who's inside the penalty area? One of the Chelsea players is in the box.
For me, he's bought the penalty, but I'd love to see it again on VAR or replay, I should say. But,
yeah, it was Caicedo who was brought down. It was a bit of a loose challenge at best.
Yeah, just
Caicedo was going down. He was running towards it to go down, but VAR will have a look at it. The referee's given the penalty. In those situations, will there be enough to overturn it? Well, there was in the game between Brighton and Newcastle earlier, when the penalty was awarded, when the Newcastle player had made a bit of a meal of it. But penalty awarded. Doesn't look as though VAR are stopping this one. Cole Palmer spots it down, steps back versus Alisson to make it 3-1 for Chelsea. Put the top hat on a poor day for the champions. The referee blows the whistle. Up steps Palmer into the back of the net. Alisson guessed the right way. It didn't beat him by much, but that doesn't really matter. It ended up in the back of the net. Well, we said that Cole Palmer was getting more effective, and he's got his goal. And there's jubilation from all the Chelsea fans for Cole Palmer, who's been through a bit of a rough period.
Yeah,
he's Jarell Quansah committed the foul on Caicedo. The referee gave the penalty, duly converted by Cole Palmer. Chelsea 3, Liverpool 1, and Liverpool's hopes of getting back into this game, Mark Walters, are over.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Palmer's form and confidence has grown throughout the game. I think it sums up Liverpool performance there. Bit of a short back pass, maybe a bit of inexperience. Maybe he shouldn't have lunged at the ball. I think he just caught him, but there's no way he was going to turn over that decision. And but for me, Kwanzaa's been one of our better players, so hopefully he doesn't take it to heart.
Yeah, he's been unfortunate. He's had a, conceded a penalty and a
home goal as well.
And a no goal.
Yeah, so. And he's been one of our best defenders. So
he's had a really unlucky season.
Yeah, absolutely. But he definitely.
There goes the final whistle at Stamford Bridge. It's another important victory for Chelsea as they still have and harbour Champions League ambitions. The Chelsea fans can't believe it. Well, the Liverpool fans are even more jubilant than the Chelsea fans, because they're watching their team, the champions. Okay, it didn't happen for them today, and the Liverpool manager made it clear he was going to make changes, and he made 6 at the start. And Liverpool's fluency and tactical awareness and lack of combinations because of the changes were very evident in the first 45 minutes, because Liverpool were not really at the races for an awful lot of it. They were never really effective in attack in the first half, and for the first 10 or 15 minutes we're all at sea defensively. Chelsea stole an early lead with a rapier thrust down the right hand side. Cole Palmer's pass to Neto, Neto's run down the right, and a low cross into the middle to the onrushing Enzo Fernandez, who controlled it with his left foot. Then a finish with the inside of his right foot low into the corner beyond Alisson for 1-0. Liverpool didn't have much for show for their attacking efforts in the first half. They were 2 goals down when a comedy of errors after Chelsea got in behind the Liverpool defence. Cole Palmer down towards the byline, right hand side, pulled it back. Liverpool trying to get it clear. Eventually Van Dijk cleared straight against Jarell Kwanzaa, and it rebounded into the back of the net. That made it 2-0. A late header from a corner right-hand side from one of the subs, McAllister, powered home by Virgil van Dijk, made it 2-1. Liverpool a lot more dangerous and more threatening in the second half. Mo Salah didn't have his most effective day. The guy who's going to be the player of the season, you would think. And then Chelsea wrapped it all up when they rewarded a penalty in stoppage time. Jarell Kwanzaa bringing down Moises Caicedo. Cole Palmer converting from the penalty spot. 3-1 the score. The Liverpool players have been across to applaud the supporters who've got a hell of a battle to get home tonight. And now the Liverpool players troop off, leg weary. They all look a bit glum-faced, which shows how disappointed they are. They may be champions, Mark Walters, but they're not happy.
No, obviously didn't start very well, had a lot of possession, but once the first goal went in, Chelsea's game plan came into effect. They just sat back, but the passing wasn't crisp enough, and frankly the mental attitude wasn't crisp enough either. I mean, football, people don't realise how important the mental attitude is, how important it was, and because we are champions, I think that was a deciding factor. But there's a couple of good performances, even having said that. So you can't be disappointed. At the end of the day, we are champions. So, but it would have been nice to have won at Chelsea, especially as it would have continued our great form, which we've been doing of late. So disappointed with the result. But as you say, you can't take away from a fantastic season, which hopefully won't just peter out now that we're champions.
Yeah, and the fact that Arne Slot was quite prepared to make 6 changes.
Yeah.
The fact that, it didn't work out the way that he wanted, he knew that was always a possible price he was going to pay, but he wanted to reward the players who hadn't played often enough with a start today. Yeah,
and that's understandable, and as you said, they deserve their start. There's some of the lads who haven't started a lot of games, and as you can imagine, being fit and match fit is 2 different things, and a few of them didn't look match fit, which is understandable. But I agree, they needed a chance, and they don't get me wrong, they didn't play badly, but it's that mental attitude which you need to be on your top level at this level, which is what was missing. But you have to take your hats off to Chelsea. They did play well. Obviously, Palmer scored the penalty, and they possibly deserved their win today.
And from a Liverpool point of view, defeat today. I mean, defeats, there haven't been very many of them at all season long. You don't want that to continue. You don't want any more defeats between now and the end of the season. Next week, Arsenal come to Anfield.
Exactly.
Arsenal desperate for points. So Liverpool have got to be at it. They've got to be a lot more at it than they were today. And I wonder whether Arne Slot will maybe think, it's got to be something a bit more like the full strength team.
I honestly believe even if this team plays next week, there's no way Anfield crowd would allow a performance like that anyway. So I don't see a problem at home. It's going to be the away game that we have left.
Well, the Chelsea players have completed their lap of honour. The Chelsea fans are still roaring their applause. 0800 731 9333. Ian Kennedy and the Total Sport Merseyside football phone-in to come. Final score then at Stamford Bridge is one that doesn't make pleasant listening for Liverpool fans. Chelsea 3, Liverpool the champions 1. Forward ball for Cole Palmer, breaks inside Liverpool territory. Here's Neto turning in for the right hand side on his left foot, crosses and might break here for Chelsea. Fernandes! 1-0. A really well constructed goal for Chelsea. They broke a pace from halfway, and when the pass was delivered for the onrushing Enzo Fernandez, right footed low into the corner beyond Alisson in the Liverpool goal. Chelsea take an early lead. Chelsea 1, Liverpool 0. Chelsea in possession. Cole Palmer, right edge of the penalty area, gets on the end of a loose-headed clearance from Tsimikas. Down towards the byline, pulls it back. Chelsea almost have a second, and then it's gone into the back of the net. An untidy finish. Whether it was Madueke who applied the finishing touch or whether it was an own goal, in came the cross from Cole Palmer. And I think it
kicked it off his own player, didn't he?
The clearance from Van Dijk has come straight off Kwanzaa and into the back of the net. It's an own goal. Chelsea have possession. Cole Palmer down towards the dead ball line, pulls it back. His shot has hit the far post, right across the face of goal, carried off the far post, and Liverpool get a little bit of good fortune there, because that was really great play from Cole Palmer, who's got better and better as the game's progressed. Corner right hand side. This time it's going to be McAllister to take, and it comes towards Van Dijk with a header. Liverpool have got a goal back. Virgil van Dijk with a thumping header from the corner right hand side from Alexis McAllister. How often have we seen that from Virgil van Dijk? Yet another powerful header, and Liverpool are back in this game. The lack of the usual crisp passing from Liverpool that's been a hallmark of their Premier League Championship season has been missing today. And they give away possession inside the penalty area, and Kwanzaa brings down Moises Caicedo, who's inside the penalty area. One of the Chelsea players is in the box.
For me, he's bought the penalty, but I'd love to see it again on VAR or replay, I should say. But,
it was Caicedo who was brought down. It was a bit of a loose challenge at best.
Yeah, just
Caicedo was going down. He was running towards it to go down. The referee blows the whistle. Up steps Palmer into the back of the net. Alisson guessed the right way. It didn't beat him by much, but that doesn't really matter. It ended up in the back of the net. Well, we said that Cole Palmer was getting more effective. and he's got his goal, and there's jubilation from all the Chelsea fans for Cole Palmer, who's been through a bit of a rough period. Chelsea 3, Liverpool 1, and Liverpool's hopes of getting back into this game are over.
Call the football phone in 0800 731 9333.
BBC Radio Merseyside.
And Jim has done that. Evening, Jim. How are you?
Hello. Are you all right, lads?
Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm a bit subdued with the first half performance. They started off very brightly within 3 minutes, but then obviously Chelsea were up for it, and you wasn't expecting them to score straight away like the way they did. Palmer, he played a great. He deserved the man of the match. It's just one of them where you think that maybe we should have
played a different team, maybe.
Well, yeah, it's one of them where I'm thinking, okay, he's playing certain players so that they can get a Premiership medal, and okay, fine. But when he brought Nunes on, I was thinking, well, what does it matter? Nunes might make a name for himself and get back into the game. But when that header come over and he headed it about, I don't know, 20 yards wide, I just thought to myself that this is not right. But that's it. It's one of them where I don't know if Luis Diaz was injured. I thought he might have got a game, but maybe he's saving him for the Arsenal game. I don't know. But I just hope that we don't, sort of implode like we did in 2020 when we won the league. It's like we lost nearly every blooming game, towards the end of the season. I want us to go out in a blaze of glory. And the last 3 games, we need to step up to it, especially against Arsenal next week. We need to show them, that we are the true champions. And it's nice that he's getting other players the game so that they get a medal. Because I understand that there's some stupid ruling that if you haven't played so many games or so many minutes, then you don't get a Premiership medal, which is fair enough. But if you've played one game, surely it's like Jayden Danns. Is he going to get a medal?
I don't know why they have to have. I don't know why they have to have restrictions on the number of medals. Surely it's up to the club to say who deserves a medal or not. But anyway, that's another day. So you don't want this. Obviously, you don't want this season to peter out, even though the title's been won early.
Absolutely, because we've got the fans. We've got 2 home games, and the fans won't put up with that. Especially the first half. And okay, if Jayden Danns has to come on to win a medal, then when we're 2 or 3-0 up, then bring him on. It's one of them where
I don't think he can reach actually anyway. Whatever happens, I don't think he can reach a medal, and he's injured.
Well, the thing is, what Liverpool Football Club should do, we should make our own and present them to the players who don't get one.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's an idea, I suppose. But anyway, yeah, so obviously Arsenal to come next week, and that's the kind of game you don't want to lose, as you say, because when you're champions, you want to prove that you're champions against the side who've been the closest to you.
Yeah, and it was nice that, to see Chelsea give us a guard of honour. I'm not sure if they were told they had to, but I don't know if that was supposed to be saved for the last game of the season, but getting a guard of honour from Chelsea, and Chelsea fully deserved it. And like I said, Palmer was by far the man of the match. Great player. And hey, we move on. And let's forget about that. We're still 15 points clear, and Arsenal.
There's no worries about the title, Jim. It's all done. You don't have to worry.
Absolutely. And I just want us to go out, and I want Mo to get a few more goals and to prove how fantastic he is, and him get the golden boot, player of the season, because that's what he is.
Jim, as ever, thanks very much indeed for your call. So Jim wanting the season to not to peter out and to be back on form in the game against Arsenal next week. And of course, we'll be there on BBC Radio Merseyside for that game. Now, if you've been listening today, you'll know that there was a huge game in National League North because Chester were playing away at Kidderminster in the playoff semi-final. They went a goal behind, but they came back to win by 2-1. They even missed a penalty as well. We can hear now from Callum McIntyre with Jonathan Ledyard.
Callum McIntyre, A, congratulations. B, is this the best day you've had as Chester FC manager?
Yeah, I think so. You know what we've tried to do over the last 3 years is put the football club in a position where we're at the right end of the table and then big games happen. And that's no different for Chester, for Kidderminster, for Scunthorpe. Those sides that finished, Brackley, we've had an unbelievable season, end up being champions. You can't have the big games without being at the right end of the table. The type of big games you want, by the way. And I feel like over the last 3 years we've done that, but come out on the wrong side of it too many times. And whether that is losing a playoff semi-final, whether it's losing FA Cup, big FA Cup ties on penalties, and that takes its toll. And what you saw on Wednesday night felt like we'd lifted that and we'd won a big game, and I'm doing speech bubbles, big game at the Diva, we delivered. And then to come here and do what we've done today, you forget there was a football game, don't you? You forget that there was 90 minutes, not just what it represents. Such an outstanding performance in the face of adversity, having played, lose your top goal scorer Wednesday night during the game, go to extra time. What a day. So yeah, on a personal level, massive respect for the players, delighted for the supporters and everyone around the club. They deserve this, and we've got something, not something to celebrate because you've got another game in 2 weeks' time, something to enjoy for now.
How have you seen this squad, this whole team come together in this run-in? Because it could easily have gone wrong, having been on the top of the table for a long time, that great unbeaten run, then you fall off, people doubting you, and yet you've come again and again and again, and when questions have been asked, you've answered them. What have you learnt about them and you?
Learned about the group and seen the group. I think the word evolve gets overused in football now, and it's a way to almost justify, when you fall short, that we're evolving and we're changing, we're trying to go in different directions. Just seen it grow and improve, on the pitch. We've added to it. And I think what we've been like since January is as close as what we've always wanted to be. Yeah, there's challenges. You know what I have fallen into the trap of this year? I've fallen in the trap of talking about budgets and stuff like that. Well, you take the job knowing what the playing budget is. And Callum, I'm talking to myself now, if you don't like the playing budget, don't do the job. Pack it in. You know what I mean? Don't complain about it. You have to find a way with what you've got. And what I've seen since January is probably the best version of us doing that, of being able to really compete with the sides at the top end of the division. And to be honest, we've had adversity along the season. It felt like a pantomime at the end of October onwards around like my own job, because we had a bad week where we lose at home, we lose away, we're not scoring goals. But it was like a 7 to 10 day period, and then that almost becomes a headline where underneath you're just winning the games. And you look at what we've done since January, massive credit to the players, but I think that's where the resilience has come from, and the robustness to deal with the challenges of those moments that you don't know what you've got until you're faced with, like I say, that adversity. And I've seen in abundance in the last couple of months, but Wednesday today, exactly what we've got.
And you've got one more game now to write yourself into Chester history, the likes of Neil Young, Graham Barrow, Ken Roberts, Mark Wright, people who've got promotion. There aren't many Chester managers who've got promotion. So how exciting is that? How daunting is that? How do you prepare for that for the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, the idea of being on a list with some of those names is humbling, isn't it? Look, I'm really proud of where I come from. I've grown up in the city. I went to Cruzatton High School. I played football for Cruzatton New Scene, not very well. I've lived in the city. I've lived in the city walls. I've lived outside the city. I've had every CH postcode in and around. I'm really proud of where I come from. A real Cestrian. Everyone knows what the football club means to me. I've had a long running association with it. When we fall short, it hurts more, and you have to find a balance. Then when you have a bit of, today isn't so much success, it's the opportunity to have real success. It means everything. We've got 2 weeks, we've got a plan, but you have to enjoy the moments along the way, and we've got to enjoy the feeling of this evening and tomorrow through the week, and then attentions turn in the 7 to 10 day period before the game into how do you go to Scunthorpe and United and win.
Yeah, well done to Callum McIntyre, talking to Jonathan Ledyard there. Yeah, so there's a bit of a gap between the game today and the final. Sunday, the 18th of May, Scunthorpe versus Chester in the National League North playoff final. So we'll all look forward to that. Elsewhere today, by the way, locally in Super League, in the Magic Weekend game, it finished Warrington Wolves 20, Wigan Warriors 22. But victory for Widnes Vikings in the Championship. They won 28 points to 14 away at Hunslet. And in the WSL Merseyside derby at Anfield, we had commentary on that game earlier. It went the way of Everton by 2-0. We'll get reaction from both camps shortly before we finish at 7 o'clock here on BBC Radio Merseyside. And in the Premier League today, it finished Brentford 4, Manchester United 3, Brighton 1, Newcastle 1, West Ham 1, Tottenham 1, and in Scotland, by the way, in the Old Firm derby, it finished Rangers 1, Celtic 1. Let's bring you some travel news, and no service on Northern between Liverpool Lime Street and Blackpool North, and between Liverpool Lime Street and Manchester Airport because of a staff shortage. And buses run instead of trains on Transport for Wales between Chester and Manchester Piccadilly. That's because of engineering works. And buses run instead of trains on Northern between Manchester Victoria and Chester because, again, of engineering works.
Welcome to today's quiz. Here's the question.
We're asking, what do you want the future of the BBC to look like?
And the good news is, there's no wrong answer.
We want to know what you think because the BBC belongs to all of us. To have your say, look out for an email or visit bbc.co.uk/RBBC-Our-Future.
Stay tuned for Dotan Adebayo, who's on the way after the news at 7 o'clock. As I mentioned there, we brought you commentary on the WSL Merseyside derby at Anfield earlier on today. Everton won it by 2-0 with goals from Katja Snoys and Karen Holmgaard. And for Blues boss Brian Sorensen, a big result.
It means a lot for the community, the fans, but also ourselves. We've been having like a bit of our key players out, so here the results lately been struggling a bit, so very nice to. It feels like our season should be longer now because every time we go at Anfield or we play Liverpool, we get a win, and then it kicks our season a bit on. So now there's only one left is actually a bit sad, but I think the girls were terrific today. They were disciplined. They worked really hard. We were not the best on the ball at all. We want to be better, but. We were really good defensively, and I think we took the goal in the right moments. From my side, it was a deserved win.
How much was it a case of executing the plan that you'd set out at the start?
Yeah, I think we stuck to the plan. We were a bit frustrated in the first half because we didn't really to get our build going, and not because I think they were causing us big trouble. I'm more like maybe a bit nervous of playing it into the right spaces where it's you sometimes risk the ball, but it's also about having that courage. But I think we in moments we got through, and Tony had a big impact when she came on and set that second goal up. We ride the wave off them at the end with Sarah going out, but it wasn't like a feeling they were getting super dangerous.
I guess the bit that didn't go to plan was the sending off. How difficult did it make it for your team in the closing stages, and was it something that you sort of could see coming, but it was always going to be difficult to do something about?
Yeah, but I don't think like the second one is a yellow card. Like if you look at all the tackles that's been in this game, like she takes a touch outside away from the goal. Like it's not, you're not taking away a dangerous for me because we have like if you look at the numbers, we have insight to if you should get past and so on. So I just think those decisions, like of course they're game changing. It wasn't today because we saw it off, but yeah, I think it's we need to do a bit better there. But it is how it is. She got it, and she's out, and we still got the win. So happy for that.
What did you make of your goalkeeper's performance? Because goalkeepers are always crucial when you're absorbing pressure the way you had to today.
Yeah, I think Courtney was great as always. But I actually didn't think she had like mega save, but she did what she needed to do, and she's very solid. She take the second balls and so on. I think Liverpool in a couple of situations, maybe a bit frustrated with their, like finishing, but good for us, and good that Courtney was ready when she needs to be called upon. So it was good.
What's the ambition now for the remainder of the season? I suppose the late goal at Brighton almost becomes more frustrating, but you won't be thinking about that today, presumably.
No, we want to focus as good as we can and Walton Hall Park and home on our fans, and then see where it plays. But Liverpool has a tough game against Chelsea, I think it is, and Brighton is playing Arsenal on, so you never know. But we'll try to do our and then see where we end up.
The difference, though, between where you were after the first victory and where you are now, I mean, it couldn't be more stark, could it?
No, but it's also like the investment we had in. So we have a good squad. Even if you look at the bench behind the bench today, there's very good players sitting there with Maren and Meg, and Heather is out. Inma, Wells, we still have quality players out. So it was good to see Yaya get back in the squad today, and we just need to build on that squad depth. So when we have people out, we have people that can step in and do the job. And I think the girls did well today. All the subs who came on, also really did a good job in seeing the game off.
Ryan Sorensen there after Everton's victory 2-0 at Anfield, and we can hear now from Reds interim boss Amber Whiteley.
I was disappointed with the first goal that we conceded early on. It's come from our possession and our turnover, and I think when you go 1-0 down against Everton and they block up, they're very resilient. I thought they defended really well. Courtney was great in goal today, but we did enough after that point to peg them back, and had plenty of chances in front of their goal, but we weren't clinical enough.
How frustrating is it to come up against a defensive plan like that, and why were your team just not able to be clinical enough in the end?
I thought there was lots of positives in our possession today. We did create those chances. We had 27 shots on goal, but only 5 on target, so work to be done there, and obviously work to be done in terms of converting into goals. So I'd be more concerned if we weren't creating anything in the final third.
The sending off, it felt as if it was coming. What was your view of it?
I thought the referee managed the game really well today. Obviously she was on a yellow, made another challenge, and she made the right decision in giving the second one and sending her off.
I guess that's the protection you've been calling for Olivia Smith for most of the season, but she still took a fair few blows on the way today.
Yeah, I think when you've got a talented player in your team like Olivia Smith, you expect that the opposition are going to find ways to try and stop them. And like I said, I thought the referee did a great job at officiating the game today and protected Liv.
How much picking up will the players need after a defeat like this, and particularly a sort of bruising one, as we were discussing there?
I think once the emotion's gone from the game and we reflect and look back at the game as a whole, I think there'll be enough positives to take for us to move forward in a good space for Chelsea.
And the remainder of the season now, then, I guess refocusing quickly is important, because that 5th place is still there and still up for grabs.
Yeah, it's important that we respond quickly, respond in a positive way. We've got a big game next week in Chelsea, and we want to finish as strongly as possible.
Amber Whiteley talking to Mike Perkins. And just to run through the other results in the Women's Super League today to round things off. Manchester United 2, Manchester City 2 was the final score. City were 2 up in that game, but United came back to make it 2-2. Also 2-2 was Crystal Palace against Leicester. That was the final score there. And Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1. And West Ham United Women 2, Aston Villa 3. That was the final score. And as we mentioned in the National League North playoff semi-final, great win for Chester, 2-1 away at Kidderminster Harriers. And a great way for Tranmere to end their League 2 season. Rovers were 1-0 down at Newport yesterday, but came back to win by 4-1. They had already, of course, secured their safety and end the season 20th in the table. And after the match, Derek Jones spoke to one of the goal scorers, Josh Davison.
Well, it's been a really tough season for the club, a tough season for you now as well, Josh, but to finish here with a thumping 4-1 win and score, that's a perfect end to the season, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Like the last game, we spoke about how we've been playing in the last 12, and like the run we've been on and what we've been doing as a team and the points we've been collecting. We need to finish it on a high because we give the travelling fans what they want, and then we've enjoyed it and we've had a moment together as a team where we've actually been able to just enjoy the moment together.
Last week obviously was the key, wasn't it? That 2-0 victory at home, and all the pressure came off. Did it take you just a little while to get into that game today?
Yeah, I think it's always unfortunately going to be like that. Last game of the season, we were up for it, and then obviously the heat and the conditions, and it was just get your foot in the game. They scored a goal. I think that woke us up a bit, and then we just, ever since then, and we scored the equaliser, we just took charge and showed a dominant performance.
I was just saying to Andy there, could hardly get a point on your travels before Andy took over, but now you've finished the season really strongly on your travels, and that's a real reward for the away fans today, because even though there was darker days in the season, they've really stuck behind you.
Yeah, that's the thing. The away support, especially this season, like they've travelled in numbers all over, and like me personally, I can see similar faces in the crowd on the away days, and like that one was for them, and to give my shirt to, there was a little girl I see most games, and it was nice to give that back in that moment. So yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that's helped to get you out of this real mess you were in terms of staying in the Football League, was the way that the fans and the players have come together, and it really has been a joint effort.
Yeah, of course there was moments where it was hard for fans to ultimately get behind us because we weren't delivering, and it was hard because obviously when fans and players are on the same pitch, it's so much better for everyone involved. Like then we can celebrate together and enjoy the moment, instead of like being, as it feels like you've got maybe something against you. So it was really nice, and the last 12 games especially, like I think sometimes it can suck the ball in the net for you. It gives you that extra bit of morale, that extra sprint, that extra last minute tackle, and yeah, it really showed off.
And you saw that together, as you say at the end, you were able all to get together. I could see all the hugs going on. A lot of players out of contract, a lot of decisions going to be made during the close season as well, but just that one moment, we can smile and have that chat and know that in the end you've done your job.
Yeah, that's the thing, like there's a lot of players out of contract, and we wanted to make sure, it was spoke about beforehand, this could be the last time we shared a pitch together with some of the players that are here, and you spend all season together in close-knit, every single day with each other. And then it's weird because then you come back next year and you won't see each other, you won't see faces again. So it's nice to finish it off the way we did.
And obviously credit to the players, but credit to Andy Crosby as well. I mean, he came in a really difficult situation. That's a terrific end of the season. You've gone up a couple of places today as well, to 20th. So you're well clear of the relegation zone in the end. But what has Andy brought in? I mean, how has he influenced you all?
I just think it was getting everyone together. We said, right, we need to realise where we are. We looked at a mini league table of all the teams that were involved at where we were on the first day, and we said if we finish top of this, we'll be sound. And that was what we focused on, just trying to be and outpoint the teams around us. And yeah, that was it.
And I know before this great run at the end of the season, you looked at the squad. I think you've said to me before, we're underperforming here. You admitted that yourself about your game as well. You were underperforming as well. When you see what's happened at the end of the game and the end of the season, is there a frustration there and sort of saying, listen, guys, this is more what we are as a squad, not what you saw in the first half of the season?
Yeah, we look at the last 12 games and the form we was in. It's promotion pushing form, and we've produced that consistently. It's not like we've won here, we've lost there, we've won here, we've lost there, we've drawn. It's consistent results, similar performances week in, week out. Obviously you get a couple blimps, and that's going to happen in this league, it always does. And it shows that we were 100% capable of it. It's just unfortunate it took us so long to get going, and then we found ourselves at the other end of the spectrum playing for something that we all felt, why are we here? So yeah.
And I think you are one of the players that are in contract for next season, aren't you? So I mean, presumably you're looking forward to a much better season with Tranmere next time round.
Yeah, that's it. Like in the last 12 games especially, I hadn't got some of the minutes I wanted personally, but I've had to try and chip in other ways. And like, for example, today coming on at half time, trying to influence it as much as I can, get myself a goal and win 4-1 the way we did, like, gives me hope going into next season that 100% we are capable of definitely being up the other end, and that's what we should be aspiring to do.
Josh Davison talking to Derek Jones after Tranmere's 4-1 win away at Newport yesterday. And as they were saying there, it's going to be a very interesting, very big summer on many levels at Tranmere. And of course, we'll keep you up to date with any developments as they happen here on BBC Radio Merseyside. We're going to be back on Tuesday. Of course, it's the bank holiday tomorrow. So Merseyside Sport back with Salty on Tuesday between 6 and 8. And we'll bring you reaction, by the way, from Arne Slot in our news bulletins in the morning as well. So you'll be able to hear his reaction to the defeat today, 3-1 away at Chelsea. We brought you commentary on that one. Thanks to Chris Coughlin. Doughton's on the way after the 7 o'clock news. A reminder that congratulations to Chester after their 2-1 victory at Kidderminster as well today. And that means they'll be away at Scunthorpe on Sunday, the 18th of May in the playoff final. Everton women beating Liverpool women by 2-0. We brought you that game as well, plus online commentary on Warrington Wolves 20, Wigan 22 and Hunslet 14, Widnes 28. That's it from me, Ian Kennedy. A very good night.
On the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker,
play BBC Radio Merseyside,
and on your radio.
The sound of Liverpool is
BBC Radio Merseyside.
BBC News at 7 o'clock. This is Claire Ronacres. Counter-terrorism police have arrested 8 men, 7 of them Iranian, in 2 separate investigations. 5 were detained by members of the military around England, alleged to have been involved in a plot to target specific premises. In a separate case, 3 men have been taken into custody in London under national security legislation. The Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, says major operations have taken place and the ongoing investigation is immensely important. Duncan Kennedy has more details.
All the police are saying is that this was a pre-planned investigation into what they're calling a plot to target a specific premises. Now, they're not identifying that premises. All those arrested have been arrested on suspicion of preparing an act of terror. They're not giving any more details other than that, other than to say it's in its early stages. They're trying to work out what the motivation for this was.
The chairman of Reform UK, Zia Youssef, says it's considering mounting legal challenges to prevent hotels from being used to house asylum seekers in areas where the party now runs the local council. Reform took control of 10 local authorities in Thursday's local elections in England. Both the Conservatives and Labour say they need time to reflect on the results and work out how to win back voters. Israel's military chief has confirmed that tens of thousands of call-up orders are being sent to reservists in preparation for an expansion of the war in Gaza. Israel says it's aiming to put pressure on Hamas to release all remaining hostages. The strategy has included a blockade on the delivery of humanitarian supplies in Gaza. President Trump says he's not looking to run for a 3rd term after his official website began selling hats promoting another 4 years in office. The US Constitution prohibits presidents serving more than 2 terms. Our North America correspondent Jake Kwan reports.
Mr. Trump supporters can buy the red official Trump 2028 hat for $50 each. It's a prospect that some of Mr. Trump's allies, like his former advisor Steve Bannon, have been serious about. Mr. Trump distanced himself from the idea but said so many people want him to do it. Running for a 3rd term would require an arduous constitutional amendment process. Another idea being floated is for his Vice President J.D. Vance to clinch the Oval Office in an election, then step down to hand the presidency to Mr. Trump. But the point of the idea may be to fire up his supporters and agitate his critics.
In the day's Premier League matches, Chelsea have beaten the league winners Liverpool 3-1 at Stamford Bridge. There were 1-1 draws for both Brighton and Newcastle and for West Ham and Tottenham. Brentford beat Manchester United 4-3 at home. Their manager Thomas Frank says he's happy to win against Man United.
Good achievement. I would say this shouldn't be possible for us to finish above Man United, a club of that size. It's also a reminder to every club that it is difficult to stay on top year in, year out, and we should look at ourselves and be happy with what we have achieved.
And the weather, largely dry with clear spells for most tonight, but turning chillier. The far north and much of the east will be cloudy and breezy with a few isolated showers. BBC News, it's 7 minutes.
The sound.
the sound of Liverpool. And all the music you love. BBC Radio
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is
Okay, I'll try and answer that question. It is, it's a multifaceted feeling, and it's sometimes uncomfortable. I won't lie. Sometimes uncomfortable. I think that's what love is, and it's mostly uncomfortable. I think that's what love is. But hey, look, if you prefer to answer the question, if you can do any better than me, that was off the top of my head. What is love is a question. If you can do better than me, then I'm all ears, actually. I'm all ears.